All right, howdy, folks. Welcome to this week's episode of Unloaded, postponed from last night. I want to apologize for that. Had some issues that had to be dealt with and pushed the show back to tonight. And tonight we have with us Miss Gunpowder Beauty. How are you tonight, ma'am?
I'm doing good. Thank you for the invite. Been a long time no see.
I've been sending you links, but with you guys getting ready to move and everything, I guess that's taking up most of your time lately.
It really has. I'm so over this whole packing and moving and all this chaos.
Yeah, I know what that feels like. Been there before. We still haven't gotten unpacked a month ago. All right, and also tonight we have Night Strike. How are you tonight, sir?
Shut up, you infringed!
That's not what you were at.
I feel infringed, so I have to yell, shut up, you infringed.
Okay.
You want me to throat punch him?
You reach Carolina?
Yeah. My throat punches are that awesome. They can reach you no matter what state you're in.
Is that from the Shockwave?
Yeah.
No, I'm good, thanks. Yeah, I'm doing good. Yeah. I'm kind of digging the new time slot. Is this set in stone, or is this trial period?
That's something I wanted to discuss later on in the show, so we'll get to that.
Okay, good. All right. Well, glad to be here.
All right. And also we have Mr. Gizzard Gary. How are you tonight, Gary?
I'm doing well, thanks. Thanks for the invite. It's been an interesting day, but hopefully it'll be a quiet rest of the evening.
For those of you who may not know this, Gary yesterday broke my winning streak on Rick's email quiz.
Sorry.
I couldn't resist.
It's about time someone done knocked you out of your streak, man. Every time I get on, it's always Rich. It's always Rich.
I didn't have a Ghost Tactical hat. I can always use one.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one I really wanted, too.
I'm sorry.
I'll trade you 2 Glock patches.
I gotta tell you, I stole Tardot's Ghost Tactical hat, and it's a really sweet hat.
What about 2 Glock patches and a Glock sticker?
Getting closer.
That's all the Glock stuff I got.
Well, you could send
Keep
me
the
an
hat. It's way better. That sounds like a fair trade. If you've got to give up the Ghost Tactical hat, you should actually get a Glock gun that is able to go to the gun range.
Hold on.
Only seems fair.
I've got a counter offer.
Oh,
I've got
you
a limited edition Night Strike patch, AK Pro patch, Glock patch, and the upcoming Night Strike patch.
I got a Colt belt buckle.
So do I.
I've got 2 of them.
Guess where I got my Colt belt buckle from?
Probably Tardot.
Yes.
Gosh. Jerk always giving away my stuff. Let's see how he is. Actually, no, I think it was his.
Speaking of giveaways, that's one of the giveaway. Apparently, I was the person who watched that one video of his.
Well, in his defense, in my defense, I watch a lot of his videos, but I can't win nothing because I'm the spouse. I think this is some twisted rules and regulations he's put forth, but, you know, he's the boss.
I felt guilty about winning because the fact that, well, he was hosting the show.
Well, just think of it this way, Gunpowder. You get to be on his shows, but he can't be on the Gun Gals.
That's true.
y'all are exclusive club. You don't allow men in there.
Well, see, Gun Gals and I have been talking about it, and Hold on real quick. I got someone hollering at me.
And the best part is tonight I won the belt buckle. I could have won the other quiz too that he asked, but because apparently I was the only one that knew that answer too. And he's giving hints and trying to get people to guess. I think the thing that finally got people to get the answer was the fact that he said it was a toilet paper company as well, because he was asking who the guy he talked to at the one booth was, and the answer was Scott. But he set a limit to where I can only win one prize.
I think we should protest his rules.
Why?
Because
he wants correct answers to his question?
Well, no. I can't win anything because I'm the wife. Rich can't win anything because he already won something. I mean, these are some tough rules going on, and I think that we shall not be infringed. Okay.
Well, Gunpowder, you not being allowed to win is the law.
It's a what?
Law. It's illegal for you to win if he's hosting a giveaway.
Listen, now y'all are starting to sound like Tardot. That's just rude. It's just rude. Well, I am feeling infringed upon. Okay.
I was going to say Rich is starting to sound like a Democrat.
No. It goes back to when people were rigging game shows and whatnot and having family members win.
Oh, I didn't see it. I'm trying to cut.
I think someone gave my child caffeine or a whole bunch of chocolate.
Good luck.
Combination of the two, maybe.
Wouldn't be surprised if somebody gave him a Monster and some coffee, because I've got people in my family that think a 3-year-old needs coffee and a Monster.
Well, now, y'all were talking about power outages earlier in the week. I had a 2-hour power outage right after I woke up this morning. I was cooking breakfast and power went out.
That's nothing. I had a 9-hour power outage the other night. So don't give me 2 hours. Oh, 2 hours. Try living with 9 hours without air conditioning in the South when it's hot as hell. It sucks.
Yeah, that's when you need one of those walk-in freezers.
Luckily, this was 7:30 in the morning, so it still wasn't warmed up yet. So by the time the power came back on, I was still good.
Yeah, we had power go out the evening. Halfway through the show, power just went poof. It was like, God damn it.
And then I look out in the front yard, and my ditch is running full of water. And there's been no significant rain here in a month. So it's like, okay, what in the world's going on? So I look up the street, and the city has opened up a fire hydrant, and for some reason a culvert underneath mine and my neighbor's driveway is backed up. So I'm trying to clear out my side of it. Come to find out, I ended up walking down the other end. His end was what was plugged up. I finally got it unplugged, but I had a little lake in my front yard for a while.
Gotta love those moments.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you notice how I was right on my guess? Somebody opened a fire hydrant. This is you say that they opened up a fire hydrant. As soon as you said it wasn't raining, I knew what it was.
Yep.
And you can tell I've been there.
Well, now last year I was a little nervous because last year I had my water main break out in front of my house, and that cost me about $1,000 to fix. So it's like, God, I hope that didn't happen again.
No doubt.
Sucks. Well, the best part is my mother had gas line in front of her house break, right? And the gas company wouldn't come out and fix it unless we dug the hole.
Wow.
That's not how that works.
Well, the water line, I not only had to pay for the water line to be fixed, but I had to pay for all the water that went down the ditch. So it's about $500 to have them dig up and replace the water line, and then another $500 worth of water that the city billed me for.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
It broke after your meter?
Yes. Just barely on my side of the meter.
Damn, that sucks.
A couple of years ago, we had ours, it wasn't broke, but it was cracked, so it was leaking water, and our water bill just kept going up even more every month, and finally it was like a $200 water bill, and we're like, there's got to be something wrong, and had to get the city people to come out, and thankfully it was on their side. But yeah, it was ridiculous.
It's been happening all over the city this year because we've been so dry that the ground is cracking and everything else.
That's what it was here. It just got so hot, so dry. I think it was one of the record years. I think we had gone like 40 days without rain, and it just caused all of our front yard to be cracking and busted up. We had like a 2-inch crack that ran across our yard because it was just so dry outside.
Yeah, yeah. I wish we would get something to dry out. You got the exact opposite of what we're dealing with.
Well, you got a lot of rain?
It's monsoon season on the East Coast, man. It seriously is. It's not as bad as it was back when was it May, June, right before we moved, where the road got washed away. I don't know if you saw the pictures I posted on Facebook, Gary, but it was bad. The main highway that runs through town was a river.
Wow.
Yep. And a couple of roads I actually had sections of them wash out. If they wouldn't have got it fixed, we would never have been able to move because we wouldn't have been able to get out.
Oh, wow.
One of the roads that washed out, like a 10-foot wide section of the road that led back to the dirt road that we lived on, was completely gone. It was just a big hole.
Okay, so I'm just going to throw this out there that the next time I say that we need rain, I'm going to learn to keep my mouth shut one of these days, because I've been saying that we need rain. All this damn heat was, and we're trying to move this weekend, and it did nothing but rain Friday, Saturday, and it's even rained today. So the next time I say something, y'all just please be so kind and be like, listen, remember what happened last time? It's going to mess up with whatever plans you got. Be careful what you wish for.
I got to move my daughter next weekend. That'll be fun.
Yeah, I was just glad when we were moving the day we moved the furniture with the U-Haul. It didn't rain that day, so that was a good thing. It rained almost every other day.
It was raining so hard Saturday that I didn't even get to the place to pick up the truck till 12:39, and that's when I realized that they closed at noon.
Well, that ain't good.
Yeah, so I didn't get to pick up a truck, and my father-in-law is going to be out of town next weekend, so we ain't going to really have anybody helping us move when we get to Michigan. So I was like, let's just wait till the weekend after. That sounds like a good place. Let's just wait 2 weeks.
Somebody trying to tell you at this point.
Yeah, my daughter's not really happy with me right now either. I had to mute before y'all heard something. She was saying ugly words a minute ago.
Was she saying F you, Tardot?
No, she was WTF.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Such wonderful vocabulary you're teaching.
It's not my fault that I talk in cursive. If she just okay, it is my fault. But you know what? I talk in cursive. When she pays rent and she is legal to vote, she can talk however she wants to too. Just not now. Do what I say and not as I do. Why is that so hard for kids to learn right now?
That's pretty hard. especially when she turns around and tells you to bite her.
Yeah.
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 That was
It uses it
perfect.
proper. The best part is it was used in proper context.
Yeah.
Yes.
Take her bottle, and she looks at you, straight face, gives me looks that I give her daddy, and tells me, "Bite me." That's just rude. You sassy. I'm talking about you. You were sassy like your mama.
It's kind of like my parents catching me with cigarettes when I was 16. They said, "Don't you know better than that?" Well, both of them smoked too. So what were they gonna say?
Yeah, it's the other thing I need
You
to
can't
quit
have
doing.
your cake and eat it too, guys. Come on.
I call BS. I have cake and I eat that thing all the time. Not because I
Don't
just
make
have
me
to,
say
but I'm prepping to be harder to kidnap. That's my goal.
Yeah, Vanessa's saying it's been raining for 2 weeks where she is, and it should continue this week as well. Yeah,
Yeah,
every time I look to see look at the weather forecast, it's just solid rain, 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 rain.
I've been having that the past couple weeks. It sucked. I was only able to go outside and shoot a little while yesterday, and I was able to get 2 magazines off before. Hey, guess what? Rain.
Yeah, like I just told Gary, I guess you weren't listening. We are in monsoon season on the East Coast.
yeah, and that's what sucks because it was
But I get
in
it more so
Texas,
than you do because you're.
but it's going all the way up.
What, you got it worse than I do? Have you seen the pictures I posted on Facebook a few months ago?
Hey, listen.
Roads walking away.
I am closer to where hurricanes are than you are.
Yeah, and they're coming up here pretty soon.
With the hurricane yet.
What?
And we get those too.
You're too far inland.
Not really.
Whatever. Texas got hit by a hurricane. You ain't that much off from us.
Well, I wasn't talking about you. I was talking to Rich.
That's one thing we don't get here in Kansas.
No, you don't need to worry about hurricanes. You have to worry about tornadoes.
They're much smaller.
Yeah, but they can be just as bad.
Just as bad. We all seen what happened to Joplin.
And up until 3 years ago, I would have told you we don't have earthquakes here either. But thanks to the fracking down in Oklahoma, we do have an occasional earthquake here now.
Yeah. We get real mild ones every so often.
I drink so much coffee, I can't tell what's an earthquake and what's just my caffeine overload. So I'm pretty sure that we have earthquakes in Texas. I just don't ever notice.
Apparently, there's a small, super unstable fault line that runs from New York City down to DC area. Every so often, we'll get like a little tremble from that. That's always fun. But it's nothing like what they get out in California, mind you. But, when things start shaking and you're trying to figure out what's going on, and then you find out, we just had an earthquake. We had like a 2.0 on the Richter scale. Like, oh, okay. That's what that was. But anyway, we do get the effects of hurricanes here. Night strike. Don't be fooled by that. All it takes is for a hurricane to hit up towards Virginia, and we're going to get hit with it too.
Yeah, maybe. I was just thinking because you guys are so far inland that hurricanes would.
Not really. I'm only about an hour and a half from DC. I'm in the real small little piece of West Virginia. I'm not in the main part of the state.
I'm looking on the map, and yeah. Where are you? Close to Maryland or something?
Yeah.
Martinsburg?
No, not Martinsburg. I'm farther west than Martinsburg, but.
Okay, I can see that a little bit.
Yeah. South of Cumberland, Maryland. Yeah, we get hit. If the hurricane comes up that way, we're on the left side of it. We're not going to get the really bad stuff, but we get some nice storms out of it. We don't get super high winds, it would get torrential downpour from it.
That's a ways, but in the Charleston area, when we get hit hard. My power is out for weeks at that point, and the only consolation is I've got a 5,500 watt generator that can power at least like an air conditioner and power one room.
When you've had hurricanes hit in your area, we've got hit with the tropical storms from it, and we lost power from it. So
you weren't without power for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, the last time that a hurricane hit around your area, we lost power for almost a week.
Yeah, Hurricane Matthew was the last time, I believe.
Yeah.
I really hope we don't have another one this year.
Yeah, people always when the hurricanes hit, as soon as they downgraded to from being a hurricane to a tropical storm, the media starts going to report on it. But the tropical storms can be just as bad as a hurricane, depending on where you're living.
So, what are other topics today? We got it off on a hurricane topic.
Yeah, we started talking about rain, and for last since the show started, and we totally forgot that we actually.
If you want to keep on talking about rain and hurricanes and whatnot, I'm all for it. I'll go with the flow. But I'm pretty sure you did send some topics that you wanted to go over tonight.
Yeah, Arm and Access, where I'm at in West Virginia. Up in Kaiser, if you know where that is, AA.
That's what you said. You were south of Cumberland, Maryland, and I was thinking you were in Kaiser.
Yeah, we're just outside the city limits in Kaiser.
All right, so which one do you want to go over first?
Well, the second one feeds into the first one, to be honest, or vice versa. The first one goes to start with.
They're both from the gun crowd's most favorite city in the United States of America. Our most favorite.
Yeah.
And when I say our most favorite, I'm saying that with all the sarcasm that's implied.
Yeah, Chicago, or as I like to refer to it, Chicago.
I refer to it as Chirac.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm sure everybody saw what happened last weekend in Chicago. 74 people shot over the weekend, 12 of them fatally. And the reason why I wanted to pull this story up, what do we always hear when there's a mass shooting? It's only white guys that do mass shootings, right? That's what we hear. If you look at the story, there, I'll get the link and I'll post it out there in the chat for you folks out there. And this comes from the Chicago Tribune, by the way. So that y'all have that knowledge for what it's worth. All right, there's the link to the first story.
Oh, good.
For y'all out there on YouTube side. Let me go over here to Gun Channels and post it out there for those of you watching out there. In case you want to look at this story. I would if it let me paste. Come on, guys.
I'm on my cell phone. In the story, did it sit there and say that they used a fully semi-automatic assault rifle?
No. Because here's the thing. When you read, God damn it, I gotta quit watching. When you read the story, you find out that multiple of those shootings were attempted murders, if you prefer, were of the, what's the left like to call it, mass shooting event. Apparently last weekend you had a bunch of different festivals and other things going on where you had large groups, and you had Hispanic and Black gang members decided that they wanted to target those events. So most of the shootings last weekend in Chicago were mass shootings or attempted mass murders. But remember, the media always says it's only white guys that commit those. I'm surprised that the Chicago Tribune actually reported it, that they were actual mass shootings. I forget whose chat it was earlier in the week, last week. I was joking that it seems like Chicago's policy with dealing with all this gang violence is, well, eventually they'll run out of targets. I don't know how much of a joke that is anymore at this point.
I don't know. Gun Snob made me laugh because he said that's fake news. Chicago has too many gun laws for that to be true.
Yeah, if only that were true.
Right.
They're still trying to come up with more.
That I'm pretty sure the police are probably afraid to even go in that part of town.
Yeah, and I believe there's a map. I think it was on that link that had the map to it. Let me pull that up. That shows exactly where all these shootings are. If not,
yeah, it is on that same. If you go down towards the bottom.
Yeah, it's the west and south side of Chicago. If you look at the rest of that map of Chicago, there's not a single shooting. They're all right there on the lake. So, makes you wonder why they seem to think that gun control in the other parts of the city are going to do something about that part of the city.
Yeah, well, you actually have to enforce the law in the city in order for, some of those laws to actually take effect.
Yeah.
But they have certain neighborhoods and certain areas in that city where the cops don't even police. And I'm sorry, but if you don't have law enforcement enforcing law, then nobody's going to follow said law.
Oh, yeah.
It's just common sense, but apparently, it doesn't factor into their common sense.
Well, we already know that criminals don't follow the law. So,
we know they don't.
Well, I'm sure they do. Remember, it's not just about actually stopping violence. It's more about what you can and can't control.
Right.
And the link I'm posting now, or for the second story that is related to this one, which this one's special. Okay, this one again comes from the Chicago Tribune. Now, when you look at that link, how bad is it when you have a hometown newspaper actually tracking on a weekly basis how many shootings you have had for the past how many years in your city?
It's pretty bad.
That is incredibly bad. I don't know if there's a word that would describe just how bad that is.
And it's not even a record.
Yeah. I mean, the headline is Chicago, 1,785 people have been shot this year. There's 480 fewer than 2017. Make it sound like 1,800 people dying and being shot. It's a good thing.
Hold up. Rich, you're coming in and out. Or am I the only one hearing that?
No, I'm hearing it too.
Yeah, it's coming in on my end too.
Rich, how far are you to the microphone?
I'm right at the microphone. The microphone is on my laptop. I'm holding it right now.
Okay, go back. Push the microphone at least like an inch forward.
I don't think it's the microphone. I had this last week too, about the same time when I was doing my makeup show last week.
Okay.
So I don't know. As long as Hank doesn't pull the crap on last week, kept connecting to be okay. But anyway, what I was saying was how they make it sound like almost 1,800 people getting shot this year is a good thing.
Maybe it is for them.
All right. Ooh, it's 480 fewer than in 2017. Yeah, but it's still almost 1,800 people when the year isn't over yet.
Yeah, the year ain't over, so they could get to $2,200 this year if they wanted.
Well, if you look at this, look at the chart at there, it's only going to go up from here. If it follows.
Check this out. It's saying that the shootings for the years 2013 was 1333, but the shootings for the previous year are higher than the year after.
Yeah, and then it goes back up again.
I'm looking at 2012 and 2014. You notice how the 2012 is more than 14, but 13 is less than both. I don't know if they're actually counting the proper deaths or if they're just counting everything and on being selective about their count.
Oh, it's just shooting.
I mean, so are they counting everything, even down to someone getting shot with a BB gun?
I don't think they're counting people getting shot with a BB gun. This is just how bad the gang violence is in Chicago.
I know one thing. I won't be going to Chicago anytime soon to visit.
If you live in the west side or south side of Chicago, you're essentially living in a shooting gallery.
I have been to Chicago, but it was almost 10 years ago.
Yeah. The
Well,
only family I had that lived in Chicago was my great-great aunt, and she lived about a block down from Al Capone.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, by the way, those numbers for each of those years, that's only the numbers going to August 6th of each of those years. So each of those years actually had more shootings than that. That was only to this point in time during those years.
So, funny story about Al Capone, just real quick, is he was actually really nice to his neighbors as long as they were nice to him. So,
yeah,
silver lining right there.
Well, he was only bad to you if you were a criminal or a member of the FBI. Come on.
Right.
Otherwise, he was just a normal, everyday guy.
Yeah, just normal, everyday gangster.
Businessman.
Right, businessman. But, Chicago has always had this. And we really, instead of just looking at current years, someone should really go as far back as you can and see where it started. Because I don't think it started in the 20s. It probably started way before that.
No, it's Chicago. It started in the 20s. You know what else? With Chicago in the 20s? Electing nobody but Democrats to be the mayor of the city. The Republican hasn't been mayor of that city since 1993. And since that time period, that's where the gun violence in Chicago has gotten out of control. First with the bootleggers, and now with the modern gangs that are going in Chicago. I thought that was an interesting stat too when I saw that one.
And the shootings appear to drop off every year around November and December, probably about the time it starts getting cold outside, and it's
that's
cold for everybody to be out and about.
And nobody wants to be outside.
Well, if you want to be outside in Chicago in the winter?
I have been. I went there for a New Year's Eve party once. I saw what that lake effect snow can do.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
I don't want to be there ever.
Chicago in the winter no.
It was in 97. That was a few years ago.
Yeah, I can just imagine what the wind would feel like coming off those lakes up there. Anyway, the wind was bad coming off the rivers growing up in Pittsburgh. I wouldn't want to be like off the lake.
It's bad enough here because there's no trees to block the wind, or mountains or anything else. The wind starts blowing, it just blows.
Get a real strong wind.
So what you're saying is Kansas blows?
Well, the actual The actual, and this is probably going to offend some people, but not horribly, but they say the wind blows out of the south in Kansas because Oklahoma blows and Nebraska sucks. But
Speaking of wind in Chicago, does anybody know how Chicago got its nickname the Wind City?
No. When a tornado wiped out some of their big buildings?
Fire did years ago.
Yeah, that was a fire. The Great Chicago Fire took out almost all the city. But no,
I don't know.
It actually has nothing to do with the weather. It was the political corruptness of the politicians.
That I did not know.
They were always blowing hot air and causing the winds to get up. That was the joke. I believe it appeared in some newspaper way back when. But that's how Chicago got the nickname the Windy City.
We have some hot air blowing in our capital every once in a while, especially during the legislative session.
All right. Rich, I hate to do this to you, but I gotta jump out.
All right.
I gotta get some food. I'm starving.
Yeah, my wife's making dinner now. So.
I'll see you guys later. You guys take it easy. Thanks for the invite.
Yeah, you too.
Take care, bud.
Catch you later, Nice Strike.
Yeah.
Hey, guys. Shut up, be infringed.
Absolutely.
I'm drinking coffee. That's dinner.
Coffee's dinner? Wow.
Absolutely.
Are you on a fluid diet?
No. I just have a lot of crap to still pack in one of the bedrooms. And my breakfast room is starting to look like a maze.
Yeah,
so I figure I've got to get a lot of stuff accomplished today because the kid's birthday is next weekend. So we're having both of their birthday parties. And apparently I've got to have a place for people to sit. So
you don't have to, but it would be nice.
Yeah. And, apparently I have to be nice.
See, what you do now when you're packing, that's what phone or the internet and pizza places are for.
And what?
Pizza places. That's what pizza places are for. You get online, you order a pizza.
Oh, we've got a Little Caesars probably 2 or 3 miles from the house, if that. And you can go in and get one of those box pizzas for like $5.
And a $5 pizza, or if you want to really splurge, you get the $6 was world's bestest. And or if you really want to splurge, the stuffed crust for $9. Yeah, in case you can't tell, we've done Little Caesars a time or two.
Yeah, Little Caesars it's awesome and it's very convenient, and so that's pretty much what our plan is for the kid's birthday. Just get like 3 or 4 pizzas, and I'm gonna pick up some cupcakes and call it a day.
Domino's deals is pretty good too. $7.99 2 big large pizza if you order online, and Pizza Hut has that kind of deal too, which is about the same price you pay at Little Caesars if you were getting more topping on your pizza. So any of those are good. Pizza Hut will deliver though for that price.
It must be nice to live in a town that actually has places that deliver food. We have to go get ours.
Yeah, we have Pizza Hut here doesn't deliver.
I'm all about going and picking it up, just for the simple fact that gives me 5 to 15 minutes out of my house. And most of the time I try not to take the kids. So that's my mom break.
Yeah, Pizza Hut's only like a couple minutes up the road from here. It's not like it's a super long walk, let alone drive.
Oh, ours is funny because where we're at in this city, you go up one major street from where we're at, and there's a Subway and a Pizza Hut right next door to each other. And then you go in the same shopping complex down just a few businesses. There's the Domino's, but you go across the street and there's Little Caesars. And so it's just like, okay, well, we've got options right here in this little area. So
I wish they had a Little Caesars down here. We usually go get Little Caesars. It's from the one up in Cumberland, Maryland.
You live in a town of 1,000 people. There's nothing. We have a convenience store that makes pizza. That's about it, unless you want to drive 10 miles away.
Yeah, that's what we had. We had a convenience store that had pizza when we lived at the other place we moved here. But now we got Pizza Hut, Burger King, McDonald's, all right up the street.
that's awesome.
Yeah, I know. And that kept happening last week when I did the show on Sunday too. I don't know what the problem is. And last week it was worse. The house kept crashing too. Like I was saying earlier, I don't know, before we got started and somebody said something, Clover was talking about how he read or heard somewhere that people are trying to attack when people are doing live streams on YouTube. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it or what it is. I know it's not my internet anymore.
What's amazing is the last 20 seconds or so when you were speaking, it didn't break up at all. And then sometimes it does it constantly. So it's coming and going, whatever it is.
Yeah, like I said, it's not my internet. I know for a fact it's not my internet now. We get 150 megabits per second down, so it's not my internet. And
You're clear as a bell right now.
Yeah. I mean,
Crap. I gotta go be Dr. Bob. Apparently my son stuck something up his nose.
Oh, goodness sakes.
Is he trying to be Homer?
I have no idea what he's trying to do. I think he's just trying to give me a freaking heart attack, because if it's not him falling off of something or sticking something where it don't belong, I really don't know what I'm going to do with this child. But I appreciate the invite. If I can get whatever is lodged up his nose out in the next couple minutes, I'll try to be back.
All right. I'll catch you later. Here's the thing about Pizza Hut, because Vanessa Kitty's out there talking about pizza that's not real pizza. That depends where you live. You live the big cities, there's maybe some truth to that. Pizza Hut here, you watch them making up everything. It's not like a Pizza Hut somewhere else. They're actually making stuff fresh right there where you can see them making it. So it's like that one like I was talking about the other day. I think it was on Clover. Was it Clover's chat? I'm trying to remember. But where I was talking about in the YouTube chat about how it was his Monday show, I believe. Anyway, was talking about how the one Taco Bell down in Winchester, Virginia, they actually make stuff there from fresh ingredients. They don't use the pre-packed Taco Bell ingredients. If you got one of your franchises that are independently owned, they just rent the franchise name, the food tends to be better than if they're part of one of the big corporate franchise ownership rings or whatever you want to call it. And that's the way the Pizza Hut is here. It's a little independently owned one, which is why they don't have the delivery service. Because as an independently owned store, they don't have to.
Right.
And you go to this Pizza Hut here, it's much better than, say, either of the ones that, because there's two, it's much better than their Pizza Hut. So I think it depends on where you live, how good the quality of the food might be at any individual fast food restaurant or restaurant like Pizza Hut or what have you.
Yeah, I think that's true because I've been to some Pizza Huts around here that are horrible and some of them that are actually pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. We do have a
You broke up real bad there. I didn't catch what you said.
It's nice my browser just decided to close out channels and the other things.
I used to have a lot of trouble with my mic until I ended up buying an external mic and put on my computer. Because I used to use the one that was on my webcam, and it would cut out and at times do really weird things. So I finally decided to spend the money and get a mic, and that seems to have taken care of those issues.
I don't think it's my mic because every time you start saying that I'm breaking up on your end, you guys start getting staticky on my end too.
Huh.
I don't think it's not my mic.
Maybe your computer's just getting maxed out.
Might. It's annoying is what it is. I'm trying to figure out why my browser decided it wanted to close tabs. The only thing it didn't close was my email tab.
Weird.
Closed gun channels. I closed YouTube. Didn't close the chat for YouTube because I had it popped out. Closed everything else. Goody, and I just noticed gun channels logged me out.
Uh-oh. It's not your evening.
No, at least Hangouts hasn't crashed yet, so.
That's a good thing. We still have an audience, so.
Yeah, last week it was because all these things going on and there was nobody in the panel except me. So there was like nobody to talk to the, while I'm fighting with Hangouts and everything, there was nobody there to talk to anybody.
Yeah, it's hard to have a panel discussion without a panel.
Yeah. Well, you went home, I think you said, and thought I had sent that he only got a day late. It's like, did you not read on gun channels where I said I was going to do it tonight?
Yeah, I saw it.
He emailed me after the show. Like, I thought it was a mistake.
You can tell who looks at gun channels and who doesn't.
Yeah. And he's one of the admins. Come on, man. You with the program.
I've kind of gotten into the habit of looking in gun channels 2 or 3 times a day just to see what's going on and what's on the schedule. Because that's where you get the up-to-date information generally.
Yeah.
And besides, I pay for a membership to that thing. I may as well utilize it. And it's pretty much my hub of my entertainment.
Yeah. I'm going to cut that. My bandwidth usage is very low. I didn't have it on minimum. We'll turn it to minimum, see what happens. But that shouldn't be an issue because I have plenty of bandwidth to use.
Right.
It's not like when I lived at the other place and, well, to say internet was garbage would be a vast understatement.
Yeah, crappy internet's almost worse than none at all.
Yeah, our internet there was just slightly better than, say, 2002 DSL.
Oh, wow. At least it's not dial-up.
Yeah, that was the one thing. Or at least it's not dial-up.
I can remember the days of dial-up.
Yeah. Remember the days where you had to actually pick up your phone, dial it, and sit it on the modem?
I never had that. I always had the external modem, but you'd have to dial into the ISP, which may or may not. They only had about 6 receiving modems on their end, and if it was right after school, good luck getting them to answer because everybody'd be on it. Yeah, so if you got booted off, you may or may not get back on, or you get a busy signal.
Yeah, so you didn't have the old modem where it looked where you would just sit the old style headset that had the 2 round ends and it just fit perfectly into the 2 little holders for it. One would be your microphone and the other one would be the speaker on the headset.
No, I never had one of those.
Yeah, we had one of those when I was younger. Hooked up to a Radio Shack Tandy TRS-80 color computer 2 that you just plugged into your television.
I do remember the TRS-80s. My buddy had one when I was in high school, and he had this game we used to play on it, and you loaded programs with this thing that looked for all the world like a cassette player.
Yeah,
and
because
the games were actually on cassette tapes, and you'd wait 30 minutes for this game to load before you could even play it.
Yeah, we just used it. We didn't have the fancy one that they charge you normal egg for because it was cheaper just to use a regular tape recorder. Hook your tape recorder up to your TRS-80 and put your audio cassettes in there. Put your cassettes in there and play them.
We thought that was the coolest thing. Now, I went up to the Kansas History Museum about a month ago. They have a TRS-80 in their museum. It's like, I remember using one of those.
Yeah. Armin Axis is asking if the modem was like the one in War Games. Yes, it was exactly like the one in War Games. You would dial in your phone number, then put the phone on the modem, and that's how it would communicate with wherever you were communicating with.
Ah, the good old days.
Yep. And when I was in middle school, before you could play any games, you had to physically load DAWs onto the computer and then load whatever program you were going to be using, whether it was your typing course or, say, Pitfall or something along those lines.
Yeah, we had one of those at work. It actually had 2 5 1/4 floppy drives on it. One was for the operating system, and the other was for whatever program you wanted to run.
Yeah, well, you did. Once you loaded DAWs, you could take that disk out. But they had the dual drives, but some of the computers didn't. Some did. So we all just had to do it the same way. So in case we were using one of the other computers, which I don't get how the teacher figured that since we had assigned seats, but okay, whatever. But anyway, you just put in the DAWs disk, run DAWs in the command line. DAWs would load. You would pull out that disk, and then you would put whatever disk you're in, and then hit run whatever, and then it would load that.
Your program ran in 640 kilobytes of memory.
Yeah.
Unless you were lucky enough to actually have extended memory, which would be 1.2 megabytes. And then only certain programs could run in high memory.
And I remember when we got the Apple II when I was in high school in science class in 9th grade, I think it was. And I was on that thing constantly. Most of I wasn't doing the normal science class stuff. I was doing stuff on the computer.
My daughter asked me, she said, "Did you take computers in high school?" I said, "We didn't have such a thing in high school." And I said, "When I was in college, I took one computer class, and that involved this thing called punch cards."
Yeah.
Had this giant stack of punch cards, and that was your program. You had to feed them into the computer.
Yep.
Hopefully you didn't drop the entire box, or you were in trouble.
Yeah, if you dropped a box of those, you were screwed. Unless your cards were labeled. Even then, you were still had to pick them all up.
Yeah.
In the proper order. The good old days. And
Yes,
the
it
thing
was.
with TRS-80, not only did it use cassettes, it also had cartridges for it that you would stick in the side of it. Like they were a little bit bigger than what an Atari cartridge would be.
Yeah.
And we had pinball on one of those that we played.
I actually had one of those Atari video game systems that you could buy. I think it was 1980 or 81, the 2600.
Yeah, we had one of those. I still have one somewhere.
I have one in the basement still, yeah. And the games, even back then, the games were $30 or $40 a piece. That's a lot of money back then.
Yeah. We actually have the worst Atari game ever, and it still works. And if anybody's ever followed Atari games, I'm sure you could probably guess which one that is.
The worst Atari game?
Yeah, there's one that's notorious. It's like the consensus among video game reviewers and stuff that it is the worst Atari game, maybe the worst video game ever made. Most of them up in a landfill. I actually have a couple copies of them, and it still isn't worth anything because the game's just that bad. Nobody has any nostalgia for this game. So even though most of them ended up in a landfill, the few that are left that are still in working order aren't worth anything. That's how bad the game is.
You're not talking about Combat, are you?
No, Combat was great. I played Combat with my brother for hours at a time.
I actually had the Pac-Man game when it came out, and that was their first attempt at having multiple objects moving at the same time on the screen.
And Vanessa got it, by the way. Vanessa got the right game.
Oh, I never played that one.
Yeah, E.T. That game is god awful.
And I guess to accomplish the moving ghost in Pac-Man, they actually had to set the characters to where they were not all on the screen at the same time. So they would display this ghost and it would flicker out and another one would pop on. That's the only way they could get multiple objects to move, is to just kind of flicker them off and on the screen.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, E.T. was so bad that there was always rumors that there was this massive landfill that was full of nothing but E.T. games. And it was always rumored until like a year or so ago, they actually found the landfill when they were getting ready to build like a housing complex or something. They dug up they were digging down to put in the pipes and everything there. And they just found a massive, I don't want to call it a treasure trove because it certainly isn't treasure, but they found this massive pit full of ET games that was just covered over with dirt.
Wow.
I mean, that's how bad that game was.
First computer I remember using had Windows 98, Calaveras says. Oh, I remember.
These youngins, they don't know.
I remember Windows 3. I remember Windows 1, actually.
Yeah. Well, Gary, we were just talking about how we were using computers before Windows was even a thing, so.
Oh, yeah. I remember the first time I sat in front of that, and it's like, well, this is weird. You don't have to type stuff in and hit the enter key. You use this mouse. It's like, huh. And it didn't do much. That was back in the early days of Windows when it had like Paint and Notepad and
yeah.
File Manager. I remember File Manager.
Oh, well, File Manager's still there.
Yeah, kind of, sort of. They call it Windows Explorer now.
No, there's actually a File Manager.
Is there?
Yeah.
I don't have a Windows computer here anymore.
Explorer now, but it's the same thing. It's not Windows Explorer. It's actually File Explorer, which is the old File Manager.
See, I work on Windows computers for a living out at work, so 2 or 3 years ago, I bought a Mac here at home, and I decided, well, it's enough different that it doesn't remind me of work. So,
yeah. My daughter, somebody had gave her a Mac, old Mac Pro book from 2009, and when we lived at the other place, one of the cats peed all over it and killed it.
oh wow!
Yeah, just That cat went outside real quick.
I'll bet.
Yeah, she was not happy. She wanted to kill him. Speaking of which, she just came in the room.
I'm surprised my cat's not in here. He's still sleeping. Usually about the time it gets dark, he starts getting active.
Or nocturnal.
I'm back.
He's back. Did you get something to eat?
Yeah, I got some food.
Did you get us some?
No, there wasn't enough. There was only enough for Night Strike.
Dang it.
Yeah, she brought me a piece of the pork chop that they're making. They used Montreal steak seasoning on it. Good. So whenever you get done with this, so look forward.
But I figured since I was able to get back sooner, I'd jump back in, see how you guys do.
Calavera says his dad knows how to use DOS better than Windows. Well, believe it or not, even in this day and age, there are some things you can do with DOS that are much easier than doing them in Windows.
Well,
that's like copying hard drives.
That's technically a technicality because since Windows 7, it's not actually DOS, it's an emulator.
Yeah, I know, but still, there's things you can do with those kind of commands and batch files and stuff that.
Yeah, command line.
So much easier.
Though, here's the thing, and I know we're getting down a rabbit hole here, but for the GunTube server, I run Linux because it's the most reliable operating system for a dedicated web server.
And it's free.
And it is free. You don't have to pay a license. So that's not true. With some Linux distributions, and a distribution is a different brand or a different release of Linux because there's several different versions of it. And I use a free one, yes. But again, hey, don't knock it until you tried it. And in order to administrate that server, it's all command line. It's all DOS, the Unix DOS command line instead of Windows. But it works. Hey, GunTube works, so don't knock it.
No, I don't think anybody was knocking it.
And it's not really true that it's free. It's open source, so they're basically donation driven.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
I mean, open. I am a proponent of people using a lot of open source software and whatnot. But if they can, I do ask that if you've got $1 or $5 to spare to open source projects, please do so because they don't make a lot of money on that anyways because they're not doing it to make money. So, every dollar sandwich helps.
Yeah, it's every time Clover gets like $1.99 super chat, that's his Pepsi money for the night.
Yeah. So, speaking of GunTube, I haven't checked it in a day or two.
I think it's still there.
Yeah, it's still there.
Did my videos ever show back up? My disappearing
video? I was able to recover the thumbnails, but the videos never turned back up, so I'll just re-upload them for you.
Okay.
I don't remember if I ever made a GunTube account. With moving and everything, I don't remember if I ever got around to it.
Well, there's a list of users in there.
It's not like I have a whole bunch of videos anyway. But
what, Rich? You don't have a bunch of videos? I thought you said you had a whole bunch of videos you wanted to upload to GunTube.
I have like 5 videos in Night Strike. And one of them isn't even public, if I remember right. So
5 is still a decent number that you can upload to GunTube.
I do have all the episodes of this that could be uploaded.
Well, you could do that too.
This is, I think, is the 19th. If my count is right, I'm just going off of the past episode, which was 18, and the episode before that, which was 17. Some of the episodes weren't numbered. I haven't actually counted. I'm just going by where Tardot put a number in the episode name when he was doing the hosting, and I'm hoping that the count is right.
Yeah, I don't see you having. You don't have a GunTube account right now, so you need to go fix that.
Yeah, I get around to it eventually. I keep forgetting to do what is it, a VR for Guns and Glory. I keep telling them I'm going to do it, and every time I go to do it, something comes up, and I keep forgetting to do it.
Yep.
Like yesterday, the show got canceled because we were having all kinds of problem with the damn washing machine we just got. Called Aaron's, and they're going to be bringing a new one tomorrow because it sounds like the motor's going already in this one.
Well, G-Webs has missing a bunch of videos.
All right, so what else are we going to talk about? Anything interesting?
I don't know. What do you want to talk about? Anybody got anything they want to talk about? We pretty much talked about the topic I had. We didn't go into real depth about it, but with my computer acting stupid and closing out those tabs.
That reminds me, I got to update the GunTube software again soon.
I think I'm pretty much subscribed to everybody on GunTubes.
Yeah, I don't know if you got the message though, Rich, but we do have notifications and a reporting system on GunTube now.
Yeah, and your notifications are getting caught in the spam of my Gmail for some reason.
Yeah, well, it's because that's just how it is.
Yeah.
I was wondering why I didn't get any. Then I looked in my spam the other day, and it's like, oh, there's all my GunTube notifications.
It's because I can't afford a legitimate SSL certificate, and I have to use a free one.
Ah.
I know one thing I want to talk about. You brought it up earlier about whether this was going to be a permanent move or not. I'm considering it. I wanted to see what anybody else thought, because it seems like on Saturdays the past couple weeks, all hell wants to break loose, and Sunday's been fairly tame. And originally the show was supposed to be either in this time slot or right after Yankee, but because Tardot hosting and he wasn't going to be, there was some, and the time slot we were going to be able to do it with him hosting, Gelsman ended up grabbing, so we weren't able to have that time slot. Now Gun Girls is in the time slot.
Gelsman isn't doing live streams anymore.
Yeah, Gelsman's pretty much given up all his.
Yeah, he was doing one earlier, actually. That's one of the reasons why I was late. He was jamming on his guitar, and I looked at the clock, like, oh shit, I got to get this started.
Yeah. There's not enough stuff on Sundays. I'll give you that. So, I mean, there's stuff on Saturday in the afternoon.
Not on Saturday anymore either, because Tardot's not doing his show because of
the move.
September. Yeah, he's not coming back till September 1st.
But Sarge did his last night.
Yeah, but Sarge isn't always on Saturday. Sometimes he's on Thursday. It depends on his work schedule.
Sometimes he does both.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to do it next Saturday, he said.
The only show that's actually scheduled right now, full time on Saturday, is Rick.
Rick does it, and yeah, so we're going to need to, I guess, get some more shows out there. So if anybody wants to fill in the slack, go for it.
Yeah, if anybody wants to get out there and start turning their cameras on, Saturday is just about wide open. You got
the gun snob can actually start snobbing it up.
Yeah, Travis P11 in the early morning around he goes on what, like 9 Eastern?
Yeah.
And then until 3, there's nothing. 3 is when Rick comes on. And then from Rick until maybe if I'm able to do the show at 10 or if Sarge is on at 11, there's nothing there either right now. So, guys, if you want a day to put something out there, Saturday is the perfect day to do it.
It is.
Unfortunately, Saturday is the day I'm usually gone on Saturdays, either visiting my daughters or something like that. I usually don't get home until after dinner time. So it'd be late on Saturday before I could do anything.
Yeah, which is, you're always on the show on Saturday night.
Usually, yeah, I usually get home in time for that because Sarge is late enough. I'm usually home by the time he comes on.
Right.
It used to be, was it Jelsma or Tardot One had a Saturday night show? And I sometimes would be on the road when it was coming on.
Yeah, and Zippy, it's just an expression, man. You don't actually have to have your camera on. Just a microphone works perfectly well. You don't have to be TV. You can be radio.
As long as you got a catchy avatar, like John Z, Gary Decker, is it Gary, or Unloaded this week Unloaded, you're good. So.
Yeah, I finally figured out 2 days ago how to record my screen while I was recording my voice. So instead of using a camera, if I wanted to record myself doing something on a screen, I can do that too.
Oh yeah, that's easy stuff. So
well, it's not easy on a Mac unless you figure it out. Then it's pretty easy.
Well, if you've got a Mac, you can still use OBS Studio.
And you can use QuickTime to do it too.
Yeah, you can use QuickTime.
You can just do what I did yesterday when I put up the postponement announcement. I just did a short live stream and then closed it. Didn't feel like trying to get the phone out to record something, so I just went and did it that way.
That works too.
Yeah, I mean, usually these days I don't do the Friday Night Strike anymore because I'm ending up playing video games with Travis and Never Enough Ammo and gang because we got Matt to play PC games now. So I did that this afternoon too after Trigger Time.
You guys, we got a question from Vanessa out there. It's a good question. She wants to know what is a good website to hunt down rifles that is trustworthy. She's never bought anything through that type of search for firearms.
There's lots of places.
Yeah.
It depends on what you're looking for. Are you looking for new or are you looking for used?
Or are you looking for a milsurp, or are you looking for a more modern as well?
Because Vanessa, shoot me an email. And let me know what you're looking for because I can give you a ton of websites that you can go and check out and look for because there are more than enough to go around. But I don't want to name some of them because some of them have a lot of good deals that I want to get too. I'm just waiting till I get the money back.
Basically, he's worried that you're going to come along and steal his purchase from him, like what happened with Travis P11.
Well, Travis really, really wanted that Makarov, and then Foosh just stole it right from him, and then brought it with him to Tulsa to egg him on.
Oh, damn.
That's just wrong.
I know.
Okay, so she's one of the CZ55 Ultralux.
That's CZ455. All right.
Yeah.
Usually, if you go to the manufacturer's sites, they'll have a list of places where you can buy them online.
Yeah,
They retail through.
Yeah, she wants a few different caliber barrels for it too.
Well, I don't know what caliber barrel she's looking for.
Yeah, what calibers are you looking for, Vanessa?
Because I know that's in 22, isn't it?
I don't know.
Because I think the Ultralux is in the 455 Ultralux is in 22 long rifle.
Have a good night, Einstein.
Later, Einstein.
So did John Z jump in here and just being extremely quiet, or
is he in here? I don't know. I was looking at gun channels.
He's hiding down at the bottom.
Oh yeah, I see him now.
Hey.
Hey, John. Long time no see.
How you been? I'm
hey,
just
John.
lurking.
Long time no speak.
Hey, what's up, Mikey?
Don't call me Mikey. Just drop the Y.
Yeah, don't call him Mikey.
Okay, Michael.
Don't call him Mikey, man. He passes.
I know. I know Mikey doesn't like it.
He doesn't.
Come on, guys, please. Please.
If you're gonna speak tonight, Strike, you've got to speak in a German accent. Then he'll speak to you.
Sprechen Sie Deutsch.
No, it's sprechen Sie Deutsch, yeah.
You always remind me of the chef on Sesame Street. Hey, burger.
No, that's Swedish. Swedish
chef on the Muppet Show.
It all sounds the same.
They were all Muppets, so it doesn't matter.
Dornish born dirty ticket to grow. Ornish day, bornish day.
Birdie.
Wow.
Shushin.
The Swedish chef used to crack me up when I was a kid.
Yeah, how about where he's going after the turkey and the turkey gets away from him? So the turkey gets up in the air and he shoots the turkey, and a completely cooked turkey comes out down on a plate. It's hilarious. I think that's the one where Danny Kaye was on. And he was a comedian back in the 70s.
Yeah. I think my favorite episode was probably the Star Wars one, where Mark Hamill was on there.
Oh, yeah. That was good. That's good.
Those were the days.
Pigs in space.
Space.
Wow. Kids.
Yeah, the two old guys in the balcony. What were their names? Stafford and I always forget the other one's name. But they were both named for hotels. Waldorf. That's what it was. It was Stafford and Waldorf. Always heckling everybody. Didn't matter who it was. If you were on stage, Stafford and Waldorf were going to heckle you.
Yeah, those guys were my idols.
Growing up in New York City, I bet they were.
You got to look up to somebody. There's not too many people here.
Yeah. Hey, I have an Animal T-shirt where he's on the drums and it says "I love rock" on it. So, so there's nothing wrong with being a Muppet fan when you're older at A&A.
True that. Especially when you grew up with it.
Yep. I remember the Muppets weren't just on the Muppet Show; they were also on Sesame Street.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I remember him from.
I wasn't a fan of the movies. I the TV show was the thing. Sesame Street.
Yeah. Well, Vanessa brings up the Muppet Christmas Carol. That's actually one of the better interpretations of A Christmas Carol.
Even to this day.
Yeah, if you watch that and you actually read the book, they stay pretty consistent with it. There aren't very many adaptations of A Christmas Carol where it stays completely consistent to the story. Most take things out. That actually kept a good bit of it in.
Well, the modern stuff is just crap anyway.
Oh, the Jim Carrey one was pretty good. The Jim Carrey.
Yeah. Oh God, don't even go there.
No, I actually like.
You could have said the name of the movie and not his name, and still not made it as bad.
But well, you know what one I'm talking about. That actually wasn't too bad. If you've seen it, I know. Ignore who's in it. It was actually pretty decent because they kept pretty good with the story on that one too.
The Muppets still way better.
Yeah, but the Muppets didn't bring up the whole fact about the ghost of Christmas Yet to Come is actually death. In that one, they actually hint at that point because death is chasing a hearse.
That was hysterical.
He's all shrunk down, and the hearse is chasing him through the city of London.
So anyway, I was making dinner and I was listening to you guys, so I finished dinner. So I figure I'd jump on. Sorry, didn't make it earlier.
Hey man, at least you made it for once, right?
Yeah, haven't chatted with you in a while, so just wanted to say hi, say how you're doing.
Yeah, you're supposed to be our voiceover guy. He's never around. Somebody said something. It was your work schedule or something.
Yeah, I've been a little busier than usual. Trying to bring in a few dollars here and there when I can.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
That's to do what you got to do, right?
Yep. But always trying to catch you guys and, listening even if I don't have time to chat or talk or type or whatever.
Phoenix is saying, okay, where the hell is George?
Yeah, I saw that.
Where is George? He's still sleeping.
Yes.
Yeah, Gunpowder left, so I don't have to go try and find my daughter's cat.
Well, it's a good thing Black Cat's not here.
You know what I miss when NEA put up his cat for the first time when it was a baby?
Yeah.
He could have left the cat on the screen the whole time, and could have been the whole show. That thing is so freaking cute when it was baby. Well, I mean, they're all cute, super cute when they're babies.
Yeah. My daughter's cat's not quite as little as he used to be.
And George is way bigger than Gary anyway.
Yeah, not quite.
You had him on the screen the other night, and I was just like, who's bigger, Gary or George?
Well, George was closer to the camera than I was too. So.
Yeah, I think George might be more popular than Gary.
Now that's a fact, especially in Phoenix's eyes.
The Expanse, was that Amazon that picked that up?
I believe so.
Yeah, Vanessa was asking what company it was. Yeah, I think it was Amazon that picked that one up. I think it's going to be on Prime. Well, Phoenix isn't that true of just about any cat owner? or dog owner. See, people got it wrong, right? They always said that people were the master and the dog was the pet. I got this theory that it's the other way around. They use their pet to trick us into taking care of them their whole lives so that they don't have to go out and hunt anymore.
Yeah, this is George's house. I just live here and come take care of him and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Why do you think they always give you the irritated look?
You're just now getting home. I'm hungry, human. First thing you do when you wake up in the morning, the cat runs into his dish. It's like, okay, food now.
I got a question. I don't have any animals or pets, but do they make cats that stay small like they do with dogs and other whatever?
There are smaller breeds.
Now, cats aren't exactly big animals to begin with unless you get one of those, how do they call them?
Teacups.
As a rule, if you get a female, they're a tad bit smaller than male.
Yeah. What's that one big house cat that looks almost like a little leopard? I can't remember the name of the damn thing. They're like
I saw one of those on YouTube the other day. I can't remember. They're incredible, though.
They stand on their hind legs and they can put their four paws on your shoulders.
Yeah. That'd be a bit too big a cat for me.
What do they look like?
They look almost like a leopard. They have the spots and everything. I think they're the biggest house cat species. They're huge for a house cat.
You're talking about the Bengal cats, Savannah cats, Abyssinian cats, and the American bobtail.
Yeah, they're big. They look like they're like $2,000 for one. They're about the size of a German Shepherd almost.
For a freaking cat?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah, Georgia's $15.
Yeah.
He eats $2,000, but he's only 15.
That's just the initial expense. Yes.
We want you to take this one. He's very cheap until you take him.
He's a kitten. He won't eat much.
I know.
Well, they don't when they're the first few months.
Oh, Phoenix says Maine Coons and Savannahs are the big ones.
Yeah, the Savannah, that's the one I'm thinking of. Yeah. I told my wife I want to get one of these. But the problem is, do they make a litter box big enough? Or do you just let it outside to go do its business in the yard like you would a dog?
Yeah, but cat could jump the fence. Easy.
Armament and Axis says this cat is diabetic.
Yeah,
that is rough.
Yeah. Yeah, I give the money. He got a bunch of guns. Yeah, I bet.
Well, it's definitely not cheap. Oof.
Animal medicine can be just as expensive as people medicines. Phoenix says he just filled people with litter.
You get pretty attached to your pets once you've had them a while, though. Just like
all right, Gun Snob. We'll see you later.
See you, Gun Snob.
Later, Gun
Snob.
So if dogs have teacup sizes, what do cats have?
I don't know.
Oh, it actually knew. I just wrote the word tea, and I never look up tea online. I wrote tea, and I started to spell teacup, and it knew already teacup cats. Wow.
There you go. See,
holy crap.
Google is listening to you.
I know, right?
How small is a teacup cat? I mean, good Lord.
I'll screen share. Give me 1 second.
So John, I have to ask: Are teacup cats New York sized?
No, they're not annoying.
They're not New York sized.
Is that small enough for you?
Is that full grown?
That is full grown.
Holy hell.
I don't know if that's real.
That can't be real.
I think something more like this.
Something on that thing.
I'll
That's
do
full
images. I think they're just taking cats that fit in the teacup. I still think they're getting bigger.
Oh, you mean like this?
Just making huge teacups. Put a
Yeah.
cat.
Oh, wow. That cat is pissed. What a face only a mother could love.
Move over, grumpy cat.
Seriously, this is pissed off cat. That's funny.
He's angry.
This one looks like he just took the biggest turd of his life.
You stole his schnitzel.
What the what is this?
Oh god, a hairless.
Is that like Yoda? It's like a version of Yoda.
Good Lord. Looked like cat had the mange or something like that.
That's a
Oh
hairless.
yeah,
It's a hairless.
That's
hairspray.
cool.
I like that.
this is a cool cat.
Persians.
Teacup Persian kitten.
I remember the accent says Yoda cat.
Yeah. Oh, this one. Yeah.
Meow. Meow. Now you will.
Yeah, I was
You know
stuck on
what? Even though I'm not a cat person, like I still love them, but I would get a dog over a cat any day. I still can't stop looking at this because they're so damn freaking cute.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what Yoda cat would say, but I just can't figure out how to make a cat meow and sound like Yoda.
If you want an animal that you can be gone for a couple of days and not have to worry too much about your house, you probably want a cat. You can't leave a dog for any length of time.
Well, if it's this small, you just take it with you.
Yeah, most people, if they go on a trip, they have to take their dogs with them. But cats generally, they don't like traveling in vehicles. George hates being in a vehicle.
Oh man, my daughter's cat, he loves it. He's like a dog if you get him in the car.
I've taken George to my daughter's a few times. He'll just meow the entire time. And it's a 45-minute drive, so it gets kind of old after a while.
Your dog meows?
No, my cat.
Oh.
But here's the thing. Are you George in a cage? Or carrier?
Yeah, in a carrier. I tried doing the loose in the car thing once, and that was a bad idea. After about 10 minutes, I put him back in the container.
Is that a cat or a dog?
Which one?
Bottom right corner there. Right above.
Almost looks like a dog.
That's a dog. That's a puppy.
Yeah. It's supposed to be cats and they show you a dog.
Teacup. It says the cat, but there's no way that's a cat.
Yeah. Do you see the picture on Instagram? I think it was Phoebe Photo. I think was the person's name to put it up. It was a puppy, but it looks like a bear cub.
What's it called? What's the name of the Instagram?
I think it's Phoebe Photo.
Phoebe or Phoebe?
Phoebe. F-O-B-B-Y Photo.
F-O-B-B-Y Photo. And what was it, a dog or a cat?
It was a dog. It's a puppy, but it looks like a bear cub. I don't remember. I think it was Phoebe Photo who posted that yesterday. I don't remember.
Let me just search for Phoebe photo.
It's all one word. Phoebe photos is one word.
Hobby or Phoebe?
Phoebe, like how you got it spelled there. You got the spelling right. No, you had it spelled right. Yeah. If you just had, it's just one word. You had it as two words. There it is, the top link there.
Whose screen is that?
This is John Z.
That's mine.
Oh,
there it is.
I was gonna say if that's Rich's screen, I can figure out why you're having trouble with your mic. 30 browser tabs.
That's not me. That's John.
Good freaking God, man! Close some of them tabs.
No, I'm doing some web work for somebody. I'm helping them out with some web pages. So
Yeah, no, you have too many tabs open. Close some. Those are the ones you don't need.
Doesn't that look like a bear?
yeah.
It's a puppy.
So what does he say? Oh, come on. That's enough to make a grown man say the word cute. That's a bear dog. This is going to make me mess around and post heart emojis. No, I'm a cat person, but yeah, that's a dog. Yeah, according to
I
this.
saw that. That is a Russian bear dog puppy. I looked it up. But they're not, supposedly they don't make really good pets. They're not supposed to be good with kids and stuff. But they're supposed to be really good hunting dogs.
Right.
But man, that is the cutest little puppy ever right there.
It definitely
like a
is.
little bear cub.
I kind of want one of those Russian Caucasian shepherds.
What's that
those
Russian
dogs are
bear
cute.
dog? Russian bear dog. Let's take a look at some more.
They still look kind of bear-like when they get bigger too.
Holy crap, they're freaking monsters.
Yeah. They were used for hunting bear. They were protecting sheep from bear and wolves.
No, that's the Caucasian shepherd.
No, that's not. That's a Russian bear dog right there.
This thing looks like
There's
it needs to be in a movie, and it's like the killer dog or something.
Yeah.
That is freaky.
They look like something out of a monster movie.
They're freaking huge.
Yeah. Well, that's a Newfoundland right there.
You might want to close your Pornhub tab next time before you come on.
Yeah, you might want to.
Oh, he may have been watching In Range.
What Pornhub tab?
You can see it right there.
I don't even have Pornhub open now. What are you talking about?
John. You can lie to everybody else, but you can't lie to your friend.
Yeah, we know what you want, Mike. We know what you want, Mike.
That's in the social net folder.
Yeah. See, that's super cute, but it's freaking huge. I wonder what the massive dumps these things take.
You can clean it up.
Sure about that, John.
The head is bigger than some of the people next to it.
Yeah. There's a Finnish bear dog too, but it looks more like a husky.
Which one?
The Finnish bear dog.
Which one?
Finnish bear dog. It's
got some of them dogs are big enough they'd take your food.
Yeah, seriously.
There's a Finnish kind of bear dog, dog from Finland that's called a bear dog too, but it's a member of the Spitz family. It looks almost like a husky kind of thing.
That's the kind of dog you got to feed with a front end loader. I tell you what.
The Wikipedia one had the real name. But yeah, see, they kind of look husky like. They're not related to the Russian ones. These ones are supposed to make pets.
These guys don't look like monsters, though. This is like they're large, but they're not like massive.
Yeah, this is a dog that was bred to hunt bear by itself.
Wow.
They might not look like a monster, but if you're a dog that can hunt a bear by yourself, you're a monster.
So let's say you're not hunting bear and you have a Russian bear dog. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, they were used as sheepdog too.
Okay.
They were bred for either hunting bear or to protect your sheep from wolves and bear. These guys
There's a
specifically were
baby.
bred for hunting bear.
Right.
Don't let that pretty face fool you.
See, now these things, let's see, this one. Okay, so these things I love because they're, the skin, they have the flaps and they wrap around and all that stuff. But these things are super, super dangerous for children.
Yeah.
Because they will protect the crap out of you. And if you, God forbid, have kids, they will go after the kids.
Yeah, the Russian bear dog is not supposed to be good for kids either.
Oh, also.
Yeah.
Okay.
They can be temperamental, so they're not good to have around small kids. It said.
But these dogs are like having a doll. It's like going to the circus and winning the prize or something.
Mm-hmm.
Could you imagine how many haircuts you have to give this thing a year? Oh, they have a gray one. Oh, wow. Oh, this thing, they're so cute. Oh, look at this one, a baby. Oh.
Welcome to Puppy Chat, ladies and gentlemen.
So is this a teacup or is this just a baby?
I don't know. I don't speak whatever language that is.
Voici le chien, le place mignon du pont. I have no clue.
Yeah, Vanessa says her child shall never hurt anyone. So, I guess you can have one. Is that a panda or is that a chow?
That's a dog that looks like a teddy bear.
No. Look, you see the black and white one above that?
This one?
There's a black
Lab chow.
No, beside that one.
This one?
No. The one
To the right or to the left?
To the right of that one.
Okay. This is a dog that looks like a panda.
Yeah.
China's hot pet trend. No, that's a panda. This is a panda that someone obviously didn't have their glasses on to see. So they rode dogs that look like teddy bear.
Oh, are you sure? Because we just saw a puppy that looked like a teddy bear. That looked like a bear cub.
Right, but it actually looks like a dog.
No, not that one. I'm talking about the one that was on the Instagram.
Oh, yeah, that's true. You are right. Can't argue with that.
So
Let me take a look at what the webpage says. Lipstick Alley. Okay, I'm not searching through this nonsense. Why don't they go ever straight to the ad? See, this I feel sorry for. Girl dog or boy dog, nobody should ever do this to their pet.
Yeah.
That's animal cruelty. It actually, you know what this one actually reminds me of? Annie.
Don't bring that
This
up.
one could be Annie's dog.
Oh, God, I hate that movie.
I love Annie. I love that movie.
Oh, God. That movie was so annoying. The sun will come out tomorrow. Bang. No, it won't.
I've been waiting for the sun to come out for days. Anyways, all right. I can't stand the cute animal chat, so I'm gonna jump out.
Look what you did to this one. It's all your fault.
Yeah, well, I'm out. Hey, guys.
You gave it a dog strike.
A stroke.
Stroke that too. That's what it looks
See,
like.
I don't give anything strokes. I may strike at night, but that's as far as I go.
Unless you pay him enough. Then he goes stroking. Night stroke.
Wow.
Don't wake him up for pizza.
Oh, he left already.
What?
Night strike. Look Look at this one.
That's a wow. I need to see an obtrusion.
Wow.
This one is super cute.
Oh my God.
All right, that's enough. All right, stop sharing. Did I stop sharing?
Yeah,
You
you,
are presented.
you stopped
Oh,
sharing.
you presented me. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you
All
were presented so everybody could see what you were looking at.
Yeah, so I was thinking when I move and I'm able to and I get settled wherever I end up, I was thinking about getting maybe 2 large breed type dogs. But definitely not a bear dog. That thing is freaking a monster. I don't have enough money to feed that thing and me in the same year.
That's why you let it go hunt bear.
Yeah. I don't want to be. I'm not moving where there are bears.
If you're moving out of New York City, you're moving where there's bears. Well, there's bears in New York City too, but of a different variety.
Yeah, the irritating leftist bears.
Yeah, they tend to walk around in leather, right?
And they walk in circles because they don't know where the hell they're going anyway. Look up Pomsky. All right, Vanessa, I'll check it out. Ever get a blue jay drunk at camp? How do you get a blue jay drunk at camp, Vanessa? Anybody know?
No. I know you can get dogs drunk, but I never heard of getting a blue jay.
St. Bernards are nice. I was raised with St. Bernard.
I guess you can get a Toronto blue jay drunk, but then that's a person, not the bird.
That's true.
All right, Phoenix. I will take yours and Vanessa's advice and look up the Pomsky. Oh my God. The spam caller is irritating.
It's your broker, EF Nutton.
EF Nutton is right.
Same one I use.
Yeah. I started to type Pomsky and it goes Pornsky.
It knows you.
It does. It really does.
Yeah. You done got your computers.
I'm looking at the Pomsky and it looks like it's a mix. Is that correct?
A Pomeranian and a Husky.
Oh yeah.
There you
go. Okay, Pomsky. Beautiful dogs.
I got a Pomeranian.
And they look like they're medium sized. They're not too big.
They're not too big at all. No.
All right, cool. I'll definitely check it out.
Sweet little dogs.
Yeah, especially when they're babies. They're super cute. Wow. Okay, I got to stop looking at this. I'll never stop. Vanessa's account is EF winning lottery ticket.
I need one of those.
Hey, Vanessa, you got your accountant's phone number you can share with us?
That would be nice. Somebody had to have won that $1 billion Powerball because somebody just won 243 million to somebody.
By you in West Virginia?
Huh?
In West Virginia?
No, I don't know who won it, but they had somebody had to have won it because it was only 243 million the last time somebody.
See, here's something I've always had trouble understanding. Okay. Everybody gets all excited when the Powerball gets up to like 200 million, 300 million, 400 million. It's like, well, what would be wrong with winning $2 million? I mean, wouldn't that pretty much set most of us for a while? I mean, I don't want to win 300 million. Bullshit.
I love it, especially when people say, "Yeah, it's only 243 million."
Yeah, well, compared to the one that the check before that was $1.5 billion.
That's true.
Well, if I could
It is
win
smaller.
$1 million, I'd be in pretty good shape.
I'd be happy with $1 million.
Yeah.
How does a lottery jackpot get up to $1.5 billion?
That's freaking retarded.
But that's what the Powerball was at before. Imagine a lottery ticket winning, you're instantly a billionaire, not millionaire, billionaire.
Yeah, it's only 70. No.
Yeah, because somebody just won it and it was 243.
All
Is
of a
that like an
sudden,
individual?
relatives you didn't even know you had are going to show up.
That's true.
Or not, I just saw a headline about it, but don't recall seeing any headlines about somebody winning the $1.5 billion one. But obviously somebody did, or it wouldn't be back down that low.
Well, what they probably did was they got a lawyer prior to signing anything, and they got their name out of the paper, so they couldn't do a story.
Yeah, you have the option of remaining anonymous now.
Yeah, but the first thing you have to do is get a lawyer. To do
State
it.
you're in. Not all states allow you to be anonymous.
Well, if you get a
You're in.
lawyer to do it for you, they have no choice but to allow you.
You still have a headline though in a newspaper, or well,
No, the lawyer keeps you out.
yeah, they wouldn't put your name, but they would still say somebody won it.
Yeah, they wouldn't say you though.
Yeah, I didn't say they would say you. I said they would just
Yeah.
still have a story saying about how somebody won it, and they could say where the ticket was bought and stuff. But couldn't mention you specifically. But I don't remember seeing any headlines or anything about somebody having won it.
1.5 billion, you could afford a pretty damn good lawyer.
Yeah,
So, how much do you think you get after the taxes are taken out?
A little over half.
So you're not a billionaire, but you're still 100 millionaire at somewhere there, halfway point.
now you're just splitting hairs. That's a ridiculous amount to win on a lottery.
It is. It really is.
That's as bad as Tiger Woods playing golf and being a billionaire from playing golf.
Yeah. And that's golf. You're doing even less than you would if you're just buying the ticket.
Yeah. So where's Ghost when we need him? Because he's a golf pro. At a
Who?
golf
Ghost.
Goes.
Yeah, Ghost Technical. Yeah. He's a golf pro at a golf course.
I've never been on a golf course in my life. I've driven around one.
I've played golf. It's been a while.
I can't putt for shit. I can drive the ball, but I can't putt for shit.
I can poop for shit.
Well, that's self-explanatory.
I used to golf and I used to bowl on a league back in the day.
Yeah, I used to be a pretty decent bowler. I couldn't do that now though with my arm injury. That would hurt a little bit.
Used to shoot some pool back in the day.
Yeah,
Was pretty good at that.
Played dart. Used to shoot darts too. I had a dart league at the bar. I used to hang out up in Pittsburgh with my brother and I were both on the dart team.
I actually played darts in an English pub. That was fun. With real darts, not these plastic tip fakey things.
Yeah, I got a nice set of darts somewhere that I got from Marlboro for free.
I think that counts. Phoenix said he souped up a golf cart. Does that count?
No, being Tinder Toolman Taylor doesn't count, Phoenix. Sorry.
Yeah.
I saw this guy. I went to Casey's this morning to buy some breakfast, and there was this guy on one of those handicap carts. He must have had this thing souped up because it was going at least 20 miles an hour across that parking lot. I was pretty impressed.
Some of those things are so fast.
It was moving. Because he didn't drive there. He goes across town on his little cart, and man, he's everywhere.
I think we should pick a club, either shooting pool or bowling, and we should do a gun channels league.
Well, we're all kind of far apart to do that.
That'll be hard.
Well,
there's only one gun channels member that I know of within an hour drive of me.
So what it would be is you put yourself in the bowling alley and you bowl, right? And as soon as you're done, you upload the video, and everybody does the same thing. And you have like the videos competing against one another.
Yeah, but you'd have to record the entire thing so people wouldn't accuse you of cheating.
Yeah.
It's not one game is not that doesn't take that long.
We could always do an online bowling league.
Mm-hmm.
Video game bowling.
I've done that before. I used to have a bowling game on my Wii back when I had my Wii set up in here. That was kind of fun, actually, because you actually went through the motion of throwing the ball and everything.
Yeah.
I still have that stored somewhere.
Yeah. Getting back to the electric scooter thing, there was a woman at the town we just left. She used to have one. She had mag wheels on it. And remember the big flags or the pendants that you put on like a go-kart? She had one of those on it.
Oh, yeah.
And it had flames painted on it. And that thing would move once you get that thing going.
Well, according to Phoenix, who's it? Phoenix? Oh, Armament and Access. His son souped up a lawn tractor to do 50 miles or more. Holy crap!
Racing lawnmowers. That's actually a thing.
Yeah.
They actually have events for that. People soup up lawnmowers and race them.
Oh, he said it didn't have the mowing deck on it. That doesn't count. You got to have everything on it and still do 50.
I wouldn't be on my lawnmower doing 50.
Vanessa's like, we could play Sudoku or Othello. I remember Othello, yeah. That was a good game.
Backgammon. I used to play the heck out of backgammon at one time.
You could do an online chess league.
Or back when I used to play Words with Friends, I used to be big on that for a while.
Hey, John Brown.
John, or whatever. You know who I'm talking to.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, you. When I worked at Greyhound, there was this one guy. He had just started working there and saying about how good at chess he was. So I was like, okay, you got a chessboard you can bring in? He's like, yeah. So one day he brings in the chessboard and he's about how he's gonna beat me and I don't have a chance and all this stuff. I beat him in 4 minutes.
Well, I'm not playing chess against you.
He just stood there, was like, how did you do that? I was like, well, first of all, you were a blowhard and you weren't paying attention to the board. If you were paying attention, you could have defended against that easily. I did it intentionally. I mean, I was like, okay, you're so good. Let's see if you can figure this out and defend against it. It's not a real hard. All you had to do was move one pawn, and it would have blew everything that I was doing.
You've got to think more than one move ahead in chess.
Exactly.
Yeah. He only had to think one move ahead. If he'd have just moved one piece, he could have done it at any time prior to checkmate, and it would have just destroyed everything.
Apparently, you didn't tell him exactly when he needed to start thinking.
Yeah, I guess. But afterwards, I literally had to put the pieces back and show him exactly how I did it because even though he was watching the game, he still couldn't. He couldn't comprehend how I beat him in 4 moves.
My friend in high school used to do that to me all the time.
There's ways to sucker people into making the wrong moves. Yeah.
Yeah, he would do like the 3 and 4 move games, and I was just like, I just got to the point where 3 and 4 games was all I was willing to lose, and that was it.
Just don't fall for their trap.
Well, the 4 moves that I beat him with wasn't even a trap. If he was just paying attention, he would have saw what was happening. If you were to see, I can't tell me about it. You have to actually go to see the board. But it's obvious what's going to happen if you don't move just one piece. You're actually paying attention. All it takes is to move that one point and give you your king an escape. That's all it is. And you beat that whole gambit.
Well, guys, I'm going to have to get off of here and figure out what I'm going to do for dinner and decide whether or not I'm going to go to my daughter's tonight or not. Because I got to pick her up early in the morning and take her out of town, and she's offered to let me stay at her place. So I got to decide whether I'm going to do that or stay here and get up super early in the morning.
I think I would do the former.
Yeah, it means I better get myself in gear if I'm going to go there and spend the night.
Yeah.
I ain't got anything.
That'd probably be the best bet.
It would be in the long run, yeah.
Drive early, super early in the morning and whatnot. You gotta give yourself pot.
Plus, I got somebody to help me get up in the morning in case I oversleep.
Yeah, that's always a good thing. But yeah, I was getting ready to shut this down anyway. My dinner was done how long ago? I gotta go and heat that up.
Oh, and just FYI, for Vanessa, I believe Midway has some good deals this week. If you want to check them out, I don't know exactly what kind of deals they have, but you should go check them out.
Midway USA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've shopped there a couple times.
Now they got $99. You spend that $99 and you get free shipping, I think. So.
Them and Brownells both I've bought from.
Yeah, I bought from Midway, Optics Planet, Metro's Shooting Supply. You get some good ammo deals there when they have on their sales. And if they have on their sales and while they have their free shipping promotions going on too, you get some really good ammo deals.
Yeah, Midway USA is really not that far from me. I can have it in 2 days. It's just the next state over.
Yeah, I was talking about the Natchez Shooting Supply. I mean, I got basically a box of ammo free last time I ordered from them, and they had free shipping on top of it. So
that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, they had a thing where I had a 10% coupon from them, so I bought 10 boxes of ammo, which is made 10% off, and then they had free shipping.
Oh, they had a deal a couple of days ago on ammo, and they no longer have it. Wow. 9mm, 500 rounds, $100 with the ammo can. Oh, the deal is gone.
Yeah, another place I like going for ammo is what is it? SG Ammo.
Yeah, that's another one.
The thing that's nice about them is a lot of times they'll tell you what their shipping cost is right up front before you place. Where a lot of the other places you have to go through to check out and everything before you see how much they're going to charge you for shipping.
Well, John, what kind of ammo does that block of yours use anyway?
Oh, it's very cheap ammo. Very cheap ammo.
Yeah.
It's almost as if I never have to go buy it. That's how cheap it is.
Vanessa's saying Target USA is right down the road from her. Isn't that the one that Travis P11 had problems with? Where they took forever for them to get his order out to him?
Can't remember.
Target USA?
Yeah, he did a video on it. I think if that's the one it was. He ordered on their Black Friday. He didn't get it for a couple months later.
What kind of store is that?
It's ammo and type store. They sell ammo and stuff. And my daughter just brought me my dinner.
Time to eat.
Where's the beef?
No, it's actually pork chops.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the pork?
Cooked in Montreal steak seasoning.
Yummy.
Pretty good.
Target USA. Target Sports USA. That's what it's called.
No, it's just Target USA. Sports or Target? That was Target.
I got Target Sports USA. And it's all ammo. Special ammo and deals. Black Friday sale? Is it Black Friday?
No, he did this video like a couple months ago. He did a video when he finally got it. He had ordered it during their Black Friday sale in November, and he didn't get it until like April or May, I think, if I remember.
Oh, Vanessa Kitty says, yes, they have never responded to my email if they allow me to come pick it up. Phoenix is talking about a place you can actually buy golf carts at for like $20 a pop, if anybody's interested.
Yeah. I feel like Walter on Hank Strange's channel now.
Why?
Because I'm sitting here eating during the chat. He does it almost every time.
Yeah, I don't listen to Hank Strange, but
you should.
You gotta eat. You gotta eat.
He's got good stuff. Hank Strange did a video the other day from Fort Scott, Kansas, where they blew up a pickup out in the middle of a field. And that's just a little over an hour away from here.
That's awesome.
Then he toured the Fort Scott munitions.
No, he's had Clover on there a few times too on his show.
Pretty cool to think he was that close to me. I wished I'd have known.
Was that when they were doing their Cabela's tour thing?
Yeah, I think. Well, the Cabela's, or
was that on his way back? Because he drove out and then he was driving back again.
It was his next to the last stop on a tour. I know that. I've driven right by that building where he was at several times.
Holy cow. Federal has 100-round value pack for $18.
It's pretty good.
Is that real?
Yeah.
Wow.
I know Winchester has them.
Yeah, Winchester, the white box, yeah.
Right.
But I've never seen Federal at that price.
Okay, Vanessa's saying that's the same place that Travis P11 had the problems with.
Yeah.
And A&A saying that, yeah, that was an L store where he did that. The Hank Strange thing.
Okay, guys. Well, I'm going to go ahead and hop off here. Thanks for the invite.
Yep, no
All right,
problem.
see you later, kitty.
See you guys later.
I mean,
You're
chicken.
welcome, Gary. No, you too.
See you later, George. They even have CCI 9,000 rounds, 189. Wow.
What
That's
caliber?
actually, huh?
What caliber?
115.
I don't have a 9mm.
You don't even have a 9mm?
Nope.
Wow. Really?
Closest thing I've ever owned in 9mm is a 357.
Well, you can't go wrong with 357. And that's all I'm going to say to that. I notice a lot of places don't have anything, like it's not like really out there for like 224.
What was that one, John? Sorry.
I've noticed a lot of places don't even have a lot as far as like 224 goes. The Valkyrie.
Well, it's still a relatively new cartridge, and they're having issues trying to figure out the rifling on the barrel right now.
Yeah. So the reason I mention is because the next time I go to Tulsa, if it's in November or if it's next year, I want to be able to order something and bring for everybody. So this way, I can at least put in, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Because basically I was shooting everybody else's stuff,
Yeah. Well, when you're not allowed to have.
Yeah. So if I order it,
you can't.
So if I order it, at least I can have it delivered there directly.
Yeah, they ban cap and ball in New York too, don't they? So you couldn't even really bring one of those and have people shoot it, right?
Nope.
That's messed up.
It's New York.
Yeah.
Welcome.
In most other places, that doesn't even qualify as a firearm.
I know.
You can't have.
Don't forget, it's not New York. It's New York City.
I know. And you can't have what they sell on finger.com, for Christ's sake.
I know. How sad is that?
That's absolutely retarded.
Yep. Welcome to New York.
Yeah.
Right now, for the time being, it is what it is. So I look up the stuff, I do the research, see what's out there, what kind of stuff works, what kind of stuff doesn't. And, I've actually had stuff shipped to people in the past. I order it from the company and have it shipped to them instead of me. So they did me a favor and I found a good deal and, I have it sent to them,
Mm-hmm. Do you have any friends out of state or whatnot that you could buy a firearm and have them store it for you and you go out of state to shoot it?
Just you guys. I mean, the other people I know over the last 20, 30 years, they all live in communist states like I do.
No, there's still communist states that are freer than what New York City is.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, I'm not referring to those states. So, yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah. And nobody outside of New York City limits either in New York still?
Nobody I know well.
Nobody
have interaction that I would need to send anything to.
Right. Like I said, nobody you would trust.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Outside of you guys, really nobody. I mean, even my brother lives in Jersey, and you know how bad they are right now.
Yeah, but at least Jersey, you can own it. AWACS in Jersey.
Well, don't forget he had this stuff from God knows when.
Well, he's still building new ones. He just built a couple of AKs, he was saying.
I don't trust Jersey as far as I can throw a rock.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm not saying I would trust Jersey, but, I don't know. I was just trying to figure out if there's a way that you could get one and have somebody else store it where you could at least go shoot, like on the weekend or something when you would have time.
I'm not going to ask my brother to apply for it just so I could do that. Phoenix says Niet rifle is fine. Yeah, they have some pretty decent rifle rounds deals also. I know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy who can have one fall off a truck for you.
His Niet rifle is fine thing is actually a meme about AK.
Yeah.
It has to do with everybody stuff on their AKs. You get all the traditionalists. Hey, you can't do that to an AK. Like, why not? The Russian government's doing it.
Lucky bastard Russian government. Yeah, I'm moving to Russia. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, at least in Russia, you're eventually allowed to own a firearm. You have to start with one that shoots rubber bullets.
China or Russia, because you get the good stuff over there in those two countries.
Yeah, Russia. There's people with handguns, but they can only shoot rubber bullets out of them.
Yeah, but they also get the good stuff, the real stuff.
Well, if they're in the army, yeah.
Yeah.
Or a gangster, because
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure those are not going out of style anytime soon.
Mm-hmm.
You still have the Russians walking around. I see shows, people doing videos on YouTube. Even to this day, people still walking around in those pajama running suits.
Mm-hmm.
That's the funniest thing every time I see that.
The best thing is Russian dash cams, where people get their cars and start shooting at other cars, and then people go crazy in the comment section, not realizing they're just shooting rubber bullets.
Well, I've never seen that, but I know the Russian videos where they're just doing driving, and all their cars have cameras, so you see all the accidents, people driving like a bunch of retards as if they're high or just really, really.
Well, you know why everybody got dash cams over in Russia, right?
Because they're all looking for a lawsuit.
No, they're trying to avoid, because you would have people that would over there that just walk up on you and they sue you.
And they do it on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And you could tell it's on purpose.
Yeah, there was one Russian dash cam guy walks out in front of somebody. The guy hits him, gets out to see if he's okay. The dude gets up and dude just clocks him. It was freaking hilarious.
Well, those Russian cars, they're like super small. You know, they're the ones from the circus.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're a really big guy, the car is not really going to hurt you.
Yeah, it was funny. It was a little skinny white guy. Basically does the whole jump on the hood, make him look like you got hurt. The guy gets out of the car to go check on him. You can see him. He starts yelling at him. The guy gets up and then bam, he just punches him right in the face.
Nice.
Right back down again. It was
That's awesome. At least now he has a reason to be on the ground.
Yeah.
If the car didn't do it, that guy sure did.
Yeah, I mean, this wasn't a little guy that hit him. I mean, this was a big guy. He done what and pissed off the wrong guy by pulling that kind of shit, you know?
Armament and Axis says, no, not Armament. Who's that? Phoenix says, just buy 40 millimeter flare launcher. Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah. Get a flare gun and order one of those 12 gauge inserts that you can put in the flare gun. Technically, it's not a firearm.
Well, again, depending on where you are.
Yeah, depending on where you're in New York City, I don't know.
Everything is a goddamn firearm. A fork is a firearm over here.
Yeah. Next, they'll be having you only using spork. But then you get a tactical spork.
Oh, now and if you get a black tactical sport,
I think it's SOG makes one that has a steak knife in the handle.
oh, see now you're just asking for trouble. I need to polish my block.
You ever found a holster?
You've seen the block, right?
Yeah.
So that's not rust. That's the actual material that was used as the what do you call it to make the actual firearm?
Forge it?
No, not how you make what I have. What it is. I forgot the name for it. So it's just steel with a powder coating on it, right?
Uh-huh.
So if I shaved it off, you would see the steel, right?
Yeah, if you were to clean the powder coat off.
Yeah, there's no point in that then, because then it allows for the rust to set in if it ever got wet.
Well, is it stainless or is it carbon?
No, it's not stainless. It's definitely like actual steel.
Well, stainless is actual steel.
Yeah, this is not stainless. Come on. I mean, it's easy enough to tell that part.
How do you know if it's powder coated?
Because the coating on it comes off.
It's not even, it says it's been a good powder coat.
Yeah, this is a heavy powder coating. I'm pretty sure that's how it even lasted in the shape that it's in now. I should get grips for it, though. What do you think?
1911.
Huh?
What grips would it take? 1911?
Yeah. I'll get grips and sights for it, and I'll be good to go.
Yeah, and
then I could see where I'm throwing it.
I can imagine you walking around with that in a holster and New York City cops stopping you. That would, I don't know how well that would go.
Yeah, you might not hear from me ever again. That reminds me, I should look over my last one testament.
I got a question for you. You're a former prison guard, right?
Correct.
And even with your prison guard credentials, you still can't have a firearm in New York City?
You have to do it for a certain while. I did it for less than 5 years before I got injured, so no go on that.
You think they would have some kind of stipulation if you had to quit because of injury or something?
Well, I didn't quit. They medically.
Yeah, I mean, if you weren't able to do the job, is what I'm saying. If you weren't able because you were injured, there should be a loophole that would still allow you to qualify, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, when I was working with the state,
you decided to quit and go do some other job or something.
No, they refused to put me in another title.
I mean, you physically couldn't do the job anymore because of the injury you suffered.
Oh, it's New York City. They don't care.
Yeah.
Now, if I had still been working for the state in the prisons there, because that I did for even less than a year, if I had done that for 5 years or more, then I could have, and then they would have put me somewhere else. But New York City, everything is about the lawyers. They don't give a shit about anything. So
yeah. Take it to the Supreme Court, damn it.
Yeah, it's New York City. They have too much money on the lawyers. They don't spend money on the things they need, but the lawyers, they'll spend the money.
And but what happened with Heller? I mean, New York City those laws should already be off the books because of the Heller decision.
Again, it's New York City. It's its own fucking entity over the United States. It's its own thing. So
New York City gives no shits about the Supreme Court decision.
No, they do not. And the sad part is they control what happens in the rest of the state. Honestly, so
yeah.
Phoenix says he needs to own a Russian Spetsnaz UAZ Hunter.
Spetsnaz.
He wrote Spetsnaz.
Yeah.
PH.
Maybe that is the brand. I don't know. I'm guessing that's a knife.
Sounds like a vehicle. UAZ Hunter.
Who knows with those Russian things? A knife, vehicle. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
I'm gonna Google it now to find out.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna put UAZ Hunter because I don't know if you wrote Spetstek correctly.
Yeah.
UAZ Hunter.
Yeah, he was talking about the Loda earlier. Or the
Yeah, this is a monster vehicle. It's a Jeep.
Okay.
Let me see what they call it. Spetstek, not Spetstek.
Yeah, I didn't know if he was talking about a knife because we were talking about the tactical spork with the steak knife in the handle.
Yeah. Let's see. This one is German, Russian. Yeah, all I see is Russian brand UAZ. So UAZ is the brand, and I guess that Hunter is the model.
Maybe he was trying to spell Spetsnaz, like their version of it.
I don't know. I guess I can Google Spetstek in it.
It's the Spetstek built UAZ Hunter, he says.
Oh, it's a company. Spetstek is a company based in Nizhny Novgorod.
Yeah, in the chat, he said they make one that's on tracks.
Really?
Makes one on tracks.
Holy crap. On tracks. Yeah, it's on freaking tracks. Holy sh...
Screen share that.
All right. Give me 1 second. All right, screen share. Which picture is it? Start screen share. All right. You see it?
No, I see my logo. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it kind of looks like
this thing is freaking huge. Wow.
Yeah, it looks like a Range Rover almost.
That's pretty cool.
You know, it has that body styling like the old Range Rovers. Land Rover.
But then right on top of that, they have this beast.
Mm-hmm.
And I would take that also.
That one reminds me of the Dodge T-Rex that they kept saying they were going to come out with, the 6-wheel pickup, but they never came out with it. Do it on the Dodge Ram.
Like this, you mean?
The one with the 6 wheels.
Man, that's a freaking monster.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but Dodge had what they were. It's like that. Only it was the Dodge pickup, but it had the 6 wheels like that. They called it T-Rex. They kept saying that it was what was it? Shit, I can't remember the name of it. What you know when they come out with cars that they're thinking about producing. Yeah, is that a Woody? Yeah,
that's a Woody.
Look up, Woody.
Hey, baby, I got a Woody for you. That's a Woody. That's pretty cool.
I've never seen a Woody with a lift kit before.
Yeah. That's definitely made for traveling.
That's for when you go surfing on those dirt courses in Colorado.
I wish they had a bigger picture of this one.
Yeah. Not only is
I
that,
don't know if you're able to see it.
It's the dually on the back.
Yeah. Wow, these things are beasts. So here's a better picture from the side. Utish. That's nice.
Yeah.
That looks stupid.
Yeah, but you can do anything with that.
That's true. What about this one?
Oh my God.
That's retarded.
Yeah.
I would take this.
That's one of those
Holy crap. What
in their missiles, isn't it?
No, it's using like drill parts. That is crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's got those.
I don't know what the hell language that is.
I don't either.
If you're ever in Alaska, this is what you need.
Did you see the box truck though with the skis on the front and then treads on the back?
I know what you're talking about, but I didn't see it now. Did I miss it? Did I pass it?
You missed it. You passed it. At some point, there was a picture of one there. There it is.
This one?
No, look over. No, go to your left.
You see? Oh yeah. What the hell is that?
It's a box truck with treads and skis.
It looks like a prison truck.
It's got skis on the front and treads on the back.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's a box truck snowmobile.
You know what it reminds me of? Like a really cheesy, lame Autobot.
I was thinking that. or something. Yeah, it's a box truck snowmobile.
Wow, that's crazy. So Phoenix is mentioning another vehicle. It's a Mercedes-Benz G63 AMG 6x6. That thing is a freaking beast. Wow. I could go for something like that.
Yeah. That thing probably cost you a pretty penny, though. Being AMG. AMG ain't cheap.
And you put Mercedes-Benz on top of it. That thing is super nice.
And it's probably got a buttload of power, too.
Yeah. I'm going to click on it because I want to see exactly what's under the hood. If it loads it. There you go. Go Code Gallery.
With a name like that.
Holy crap. Look at the inside.
What if the picture loads? It might be loading on your end. It ain't loading on ours. On this end. There we go.
Yeah, give it a second. Yeah. So I put it on the big screen. I made it full screen. And now it's just going through all the photos.
Yeah. It's basically a slideshow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, that's a big wheel bar they got on the back of that thing, too.
Oh, yeah.
Let's say 5. That thing is just huge. It's one word to describe that thing. Huge.
When it gets to the inside, because it hasn't gone to it on your end?
No, that's definitely a luxury interior. I see the interior now.
Oh, okay. Wow, that looks super comfortable.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like a luxury. Well, it's a Mercedes, and it's an AMG on top of it, so
that's true.
I would expect nothing less.
Okay, this is my lottery winning car right here.
Now I'm waiting for it to transform in the next picture. This seriously looks like something that would actually be in the Transformers for sure. The new Ironhide.
Oh yeah. Oh, Ironhide. Yeah, that would make a perfect Ironhide. Phoenix says twin turbo 5.5 liter V8, and it has a price tag of $150K.
It's not as expensive as I thought it would be.
Like I said, I need to wait till I win the lottery.
Yeah, I know. I didn't say it was cheap. I said it's not as expensive as I thought.
That is pretty awesome, though.
Yeah, definitely. And if you don't know what the Dodge T-Rex is, look that up.
Yeah, we're pretty much done on this one. Okay. T-Rex. Oh, this thing is pretty huge also.
Yeah, it's a Dodge pickup with it's a 6-wheel Dodge pickup.
Ah, damn. Sheesh. Now this thing is a workhorse.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's not a luxury
Wow,
truck.
that's nice. Look at that red one.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that is a nice color combination.
I like the way they got Ram on the I can't think right now. My brain is like shutting down.
Armament says need Demo Ranch Mad Money for that.
For which one? The Mercedes?
I'm pretty sure for any of these right now.
Yeah, the Dodge Ram could be under 100 grand, that's for sure. So it might run you 50, 60 if it's
Armament and Axis is going to sell a kidney, so you can afford half of it.
That was the Mercedes. I said
Yeah.
that's the Mercedes on the Mercedes. Yeah, out of all these, the Dodge is probably the most affordable.
What do you think the price tag on this thing is?
On which one?
A Dodge.
The Dodge? Maybe 60, 70. It's definitely not going to be 150.
Let's see. Definitely not 150. Release date, prices, specs, interiors.
Yeah, because these were.
It's only 35,000.
Really?
Yeah,
That's affordable.
like, holy crap, that's super affordable.
Yeah.
I mean, not to me at the moment, but that's still affordable.
Yeah. I mean, I can't afford it right now either, but you know, compared to those, that compared to the others, that's an economy car.
Yeah. So this website right here says estimated price 35,000.
Well,
you see that?
95. What would it be now?
Oh wait, yeah, you're right. Not the same thing. Never mind. Let's see.
There's a 2018 listing. Where was it? Yeah, the Ram RX. No.
Did they even make it for 2018?
It says they did.
TRX High Performance.
Yeah. For real. It says
575 horsepower. Ram 1500 Rebel. No, there you go. No, that's not the 6 wheels. That's only 4 wheels.
Still like that. That's the one you were looking at before. I still like that grill.
Yeah, I love that grill. Yeah, $60,000 to $70,000. So I'm guessing that 6-wheel one might have been $70,000 to $90,000.
Yeah.
Or maybe 80.
With it, they never actually came out with the 6-wheel.
Yeah. So if this one is 60, that one probably 70 or 80.
Yeah, that's what I said probably 60, 70.
Yeah. This one still looks really good though.
Yeah. That Ram is. Which one has the better grill? That or the Ford Raptor? Because they both got sweet looking grills on them.
Let's see. Definitely not that.
No, that definitely not. That's old school right there. That's a Shelby.
See.
Man, that's pretty plain looking for a Shelby.
The Raptor looks okay, but I would still stick with this any day. This looks way nicer.
I'm about to say what, the old school. What you clicked on first?
Here's $70,000 right here in your pocket.
Yeah, that big logo underneath that brush guard.
They kept it nice though.
It's a Shelby. It
Yeah.
looks plain for a Shelby.
I know. Still nice though that they kept it. That they upkept it.
Yeah.
Vanessa Kitty says my trailer is going to be dual. What do you have as a trailer, Vanessa?
Yeah, Phoenix says the Ram Rebel TRX is not the 6x6. Yeah, we figured that out.
Yeah. Let's put these guys to sleep. It hurts to look at it when you can't afford it.
Yeah. Even the TRX is still affordable compared to those other ones we were looking at.
Yeah.
It is 60. 60,000 is much more doable than 150.
Yeah, that's about how much I have in credit card right now. So yeah, I'm not looking to buy a truck.
Yeah, Phoenix says back in the 70s they made the little red Express 0 to 60 faster than the Corvette.
Only $8,000.
If you remember, the reason why they had to quit what was the Buick Grand National GTX it was because it was faster than the Corvette.
Which is sad.
Yeah. Well, yeah, remember, GM's thing is none of their cars can be faster than the Corvette. If you take the Corvette engine and put that in the Camaro is going to be faster. That's why when they do put the quote-unquote Corvette engine in the Camaro, they tune it down because the Camaro is lighter. If you take your Camaro that has the V8, same V8 that's in the Corvette, put aftermarket Corvette parts that are the exact same thing as what the stock Corvette has, your Camaro is going to be faster than some of the guy that lives next door's Corvette is.
And his car costs a lot more money.
Uh-huh.
You know what I still find funny to this very day, and I still don't understand it, but people have money to waste and they go ahead and waste it.
Yeah.
Seeing cars on the road that cost $100,000, $200,000, $500,000, Lamborghinis, Maseratis, Porsches on the streets of New York City.
Mm-hmm.
And they ain't doing more than 15, 20, 25 miles max.
They get them because they look nice. That's what it amounts to. When you're in a city where you can't drive 10 miles an hour, let alone 180, you're buying the car because it looks nice in the name on it.
And I can only imagine the cars just screaming, please, please, let's get out of here.
Yeah. And the Phoenix makes a point that they had to do the same thing with the Trans Am and tune it down. The thing with the Trans Am is, if you remember the what was it, 87 when they came out with the 20th anniversary edition of the Trans Am, they had the same engine in that as the Grand National GTX.
Right.
It was a turbocharged V6 that put out over 300 horsepower. Which
is pretty awesome.
The Corvette barely made 200 horsepower at that point. And that was with a 350.
Well, just like most cars these days, if they had those cars today and they were electronic, you can go to a garage who has the equipment to reprogram your computer, and it would soup up the engine in under 1 hour.
Oh, yeah. You can buy a new chip and put it in the car's computer and do the same thing.
Oh, no, you don't even need to do any of that.
Well, I know.
They have the computers with the plugs already made to go into the car's computer connection.
Yeah, but I'm saying you could do that. Like if you have an older car from like the early 2000s, you can buy a chip and do that without having to have them do it. You just open up you pull out the one chip and put in the new one.
How much does the chip cost?
Depends on the car.
Easier to just go to the garages that do that stuff and have them do it.
Yeah, it depends on how much they're going to charge you for labor and everything.
No, it's nothing. They plug the they plug the thing into the car's computer, right? Into the OBD port, and they tell the system to read whatever they do to the computer. So it takes like under an hour to reprogram it. And there's no labor there.
Mm-hmm. They'll still charge you labor. Anytime you go to a mechanic, they're going to charge you labor. It doesn't matter what they're doing.
Yeah, that's true. But at least it'll be cheaper than trying to find the chip yourself.
Yeah, they'll charge you money. They'll charge you labor to pop the hood and pull your dipstick. I mean, I've seen it happen.
Well, if somebody lets a mechanic get away with that, they shouldn't own a car. And if you need a mechanic to pull your dipstick, you got other issues.
There are people that don't know what a dipstick is.
Well, then they probably deserve what they're being charged. Those people are dipsticks.
Yeah.
Yep. So where have you been?
Where have I been?
Yeah.
Here.
You've had a show every week now?
Yeah. Except for one point where I got sick and then we were moving and then Tardot and Gunpowder weren't able to do it the 1 week before we got to where we moved and wasn't able to, and I was still on at the other place and still had this shit internet and couldn't host. But yeah, this is our 19th episode, man.
Yeah. And now Tardot and Gunpowder are moving, so they can't do anything.
Again.
Or not too much, at least.
I think she said Tardot was at his mother's, why he couldn't be on night.
Well, he's done a few episodes in his car, but it's been stuck at work, you know.
His video thing.
Yeah.
Video series.
On how to rob a store. I mean, how to protect the store.
Yeah. Yeah. I made some comments on those videos because one of the things I did when I worked at Giant Eagle Supermarket in Pittsburgh, because they only had, I don't know if you saw the comment or not, they only had one loss prevention guy, and then one cop would be working the duty at the store. So there are times where I would get, if I was working stock or something, next thing I know, I'm getting called on the store intercom asking me to watch somebody while they're watching on camera. To take a card out in the aisle that they were in and, you know, act like I'm doing stuff, keep an eye and basically spy on what they were doing.
Yeah. Well, that's the problem with big corporate companies is you don't want to pay the money to do it right.
This was actually an independent store. It wasn't a corporate store.
Well, same thing. It's still a business. They still write everything off.
Well, the guy really couldn't afford to have more than one security specialist on his payroll.
Yeah, that's what the multi-million-dollar companies say too.
He wasn't this guy was running one store. And the overhead and everything. He wasn't hurting, but he wasn't going to be leaving his kids a small fortune either. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The store's not even there anymore. The other stores in the area, the big corporate stores, he was the only one that had an independent Giant Eagle in the city. All the other ones were owned by the corporation. They all had loss prevention teams and whatnot, like what Tardot talks about in his video. Hey, Sarge. I think I sent you a link if you want to jump in. I don't know how much longer I can keep this going, but if you want to jump in. Got anything you
Hey,
want?
Sarge. Me?
Yeah.
Ain't nothing special about me. I got nothing special going on.
So what do you think? Should I stay on Saturdays or should I move it to this time on Sundays, the 6 o'clock start time? And anybody out in the chat, let me know what you think too out there.
I mean, Saturday's pretty dead.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see why not, but you also got to remember that's both Saturday and Sundays are people's like religious days. It's the days they get to do stuff with their families because they don't get to see them the rest of the week. So
yeah, my problem has been the last 2 weeks, this week and last week, I couldn't do this show Saturday because things happened, and it seems like Sunday is more calm lately than what Saturday is. Saturdays just seems like everything that can go wrong on a Saturday lately. And Sunday, on the other hand, it's been smooth sailing. So, like, and if you remember when we were putting this all together, Sunday was originally going to be the day we were doing it.
correct.
So the reason why we didn't was because Jelsma started his show and took our time slot before we actually got the show off on the, and got it started. And I think it had some Tardot wasn't able to do it Sundays or something. 2 came about, and then we decided to do it Saturday.
Right.
So now Jelsma's not doing his show on Sunday, so I'm trying to figure out if I want to keep it on Saturday or do it on Sunday. Like I said, everybody out there in the chat, if you want to voice, speak up. Let me know what you think. Should we keep it on Saturdays or the normal day, or I can move it up since Tardot's not doing his show? I can move it up to 8 or 9, but he's going to be coming back and doing his show at some point. He tentatively scheduled for September 1st for him to come back and start doing his show on Saturday. That would also make it easier maybe on him and Gunpowder because they wouldn't have 2 shows the same back to back on the same night.
Yeah, I never understood why they did that. They should have broken it up at least within a couple of hours, even on the same day. But if not for the same day, at least do it one Saturday, one Sunday.
All right.
I know.
I was thinking. Well, hopefully Tardot's going to come back and still be the guest host. I mean, I told him, even though I can host it now, I still would like to have him and Gunpowder as the co-host.
Right. So what day? So let's see. So Saturday's still the quiet day, really, right? Or is it Sunday?
Saturday has Travis P11 in the morning, and then Rick, and then nothing until either my show or Sarge's show, depending on what's going on.
Right, because some weeks Sarge does it on Thursday, sometimes he does it on
depends on his work schedule.
So just pick an hour and just do that.
Because right now, if I keep it on where it's at now, and with Tardot not doing his show, it would be Travis P11 and 9 Eastern, then Rick at 3 Eastern, then us at 10, and then Sarge at 11 if he's able to do his weekend show.
So why not just do Saturday like 6, 7, or 8, whatever? I mean, whatever time slot fits you, obviously.
8 would be Tardot's spot. I'm keeping that open because that's when he has clearing the chamber.
So leave it for Sunday.
Back September 1st with that show.
So do it for Sunday.
We have the hour gap. That's why 9 o'clock has nothing, is because it's clearing the chamber. Then they get an hour or a half hour because of having to do the invites and getting the pre-show stuff. and then we go on at 10 tentatively, and then Sarge would be right after us at 11 when he's able to do his show.
So keep it for Sunday.
That's what I'm trying to figure out here. Now,
So you don't have any qualms in what you do. Just leave it on Sunday.
Right. I'm trying to gauge everybody else's opinion too, and nobody's saying anything out there in the chat.
I think you should keep it for Sunday.
No, the Gun
So
Channel.
this way, there's no questions about who's coming back and who.
Gun Channel's nobody's saying anything. So.
Isn't G-Webs doing a show tonight on his van or
I don't
something?
know. I don't know. I know Midnight's going to be on in a little over an hour, and Gun Gals I think starts in 15 minutes.
No, I think you're okay for like 7 or 8 on Sunday.
Well, 7's when Yankees on.
You watch a show?
No, but I don't want to go against the show either because a lot of these.
So do 8 o'clock.
Yeah, I was thinking 6 or 8 on Sunday if I move it.
Are you able to do it that early?
Oh yeah, I can.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, we started this one at 6. It was a little after 6 because they're having issues getting it set up with Gun Channels because Gunpowder was trying. We came in to ask over on Gun Channels,
and then her kids started kicking her butt.
G-Webs wasn't on the Gun Channel side, so I don't know if he was even. I don't think he was even watching. So he's been one to set it up the last couple. Oh, excuse me, last couple weeks for me. Because Tardot had me set up as an admin that when the there, so that I could do it if it came down to it. But with the refurb and everything over there, somehow that got screwed up.
Yeah, it undid a lot of the settings. Yeah,
it set me up as a moderator on the channel, but that wasn't enough to make it to where I could put the videos up. Sarge is saying do it at 8 on Sundays. Yeah, I could do that. That wouldn't be an issue. What's anybody else think? Come on, guys. Give me some opinions here. I'm asking for your feedback. But yeah, 8 o'clock I could do on Sunday easy.
Sounds good to me.
Well, Vanessa, I can do it just about any day. I'd want to know. I'm asking you guys so I know it will be good time for you guys to be able to watch too. I don't want to go and pick a time where it's going to hurt my audience.
Sunday, 8 o'clock it is.
Yeah, Sarge is saying people are always out doing things on Saturdays, but Sundays are more home time and winding them down. Yeah. That's what I was thinking too, Sarge. That's why originally I wanted to do it on Sunday. And because the show was supposed to be, we were talking about news stories from the week before. It's originally what this show's format was going to be. But we got off track because of moving, and it was just trying to keep up with what's going on in the news the whole week with trying to find a new place and everything. We decided to do like the format we've been doing where it was pretty much free for all unless there's something that really big that happened during the week. Like tonight we talked about the Chicago thing. That was the original theme of the show, and the fact that Chicago newspaper, the Tribune, actually has a page on their website where they track how many shootings there are every year in the city. How bad does your city have to be where your hometown newspaper is tracking how many people are shot every year?
It's because it's the only activity that happens over there.
That's ridiculous. And the fact that it came out that the majority of the shootings last weekend, 74 with 12 fatalities, were something that they claim only white guys do. They were mass shootings. They were committed by black and Latin street gangs. Yeah, but yet you always hear them say that it's only white guys commit mass shootings. Okay, explain Chicago.
Why do you think the media is super quiet when it comes to Chicago?
Yeah, I was surprised that the Chicago Tribune, which is not a right-wing paper by any stretch of the imagination, even brought up the fact that they were mass shooting events, considering who the perpetrators were.
Well, the only person they have to thank for that is their wonderful mayor, Rahm Emanuel, who just loves non-existent immigration laws and just let anybody roam free as you will.
Yeah, that's my point, A&A. I'm surprised they actually reported that it was mass shootings when it doesn't fit their agenda that only white guys commit them. That was the point I was making. The liberal paper actually came out and said that they were mass shootings if you read the article.
Yep.
Mass shootings involving 4 or more victims. I think's how they refer to it. How many?
What happens when you go to Chirac?
Yeah, Vanessa asks how many in New York City. I guarantee you one in Maine is Chicago.
Not even close.
74 in one weekend. Anybody
That's
know
nothing. Come on.
This weekend?
Are we taking bets?
The over under. Was it over under 50? I mean,
It's a pretty big spread.
It's sad that we're laughing about this, but at this point, this is what Chicago is being boiled down to. You can do an over under every weekend.
Yep.
Over under 50. Place your bets, folks.
Well, what was it this weekend? Another bloody Chicago weekend. Gun violence leaves 1 dead, 27 wounded.
Yeah,
no way.
The weekend ain't over yet because a lot of that, if you remember, last weekend happened Sunday night into Monday morning.
Well, 2 days ago was 2 dead and 18 wounded. So the media definitely has a different viewpoint on. Only 12 dead out of 66 in Chicago, according to CNN.
Yeah.
And USA.
I know what I
last
said.
Weekend,
did you look
check this out? Check this out. USA Today, 72 shot, 13 killed in Chicago last weekend. That's crazy.
I'll take the Chicago Tribune, which is actually in Chicago, when they say 74 shot and 12 dead.
Yeah,
the Tribune originally reported it was 75, but they later determined that one of the injured was actually due to being hit with
stray bullet?
No, debris.
Okay.
Well, which I'm thinking to myself, okay, yeah, but that debris was probably caused by the shooting. So she's still a victim of that.
The shooting, yeah. What I don't understand is with that many people getting killed every weekend in Chicago, how are there any people left in Chicago?
That's my theory about what Chicago's doing here. They figure they just let these guys go out there and kill all these people. Eventually, there's not going to be any people left to kill, and of course, then their murder rate's going to go down.
And their city expenditure for the taxes is going to go down too.
Yeah, see, they don't have to worry about paying the cops hazard pay or anything to go into those neighborhoods
because there won't be anybody there.
Right. Then they can go in and just do their beautification project. See? You got to start thinking like a liberal here.
Yep. No doubt about that.
Armin said something about there was a shooting in Sandusky, Ohio. There were 75 rounds fired and only 1 or 2 wounded. That sounds like a gang shooting. Probably holding their guns sideways. They're high point Glocks.
High point Glocks.
Everything's a Glock.
Giggity Glock.
Have you seen the video from Iraq veteran 8888 back when Barry was alive, where he was talking about the people that come into the gun store and everything's a Glock?
The good old days.
I miss Barry. Barry was hilarious.
He's part of what made the show what it was.
Yeah. And then they come in asking for a barrel. He's like, barrel for what? You need a barrel for an AR-15, a barrel for a 10-22? No, a barrel like that one. And they point to a drum magazine. I think first he said, no, I need a barrel for my Glock. Okay, which Glock do you got? It's one of those high points. You need a barrel for a high point. He's like, you can't change the barrel on a high point. He's like, yes, you can. He's like, no, you can't. I have one right here. I can show you. I pull it up. I rack the slide back. I show him what the barrel is. He's like, no, not that. The thing you put in the grip. Instead of the clip.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, you mean a drum? He's like, no, man, a barrel. Like, oh, my God.
Somebody put this person out of their misery.
Somebody put this person out of my misery.
That's true. Very true. So let me ask you something. If you took 49, you're able to take 49. Well, wait, you're not in. Yeah, you're not there. You're over there. Okay,
Are
never
you
mind.
people still yapping in here?
Yeah.
Gee.
Hey, we still got 10 people watching, so I mean, we're doing something.
You got more people watching now than when I was in here. Maybe
Well, that's because George was still asleep.
He's not asleep now. He's up.
Well, that's why there are more people.
There you go. He's eating his dinner now, though.
Hey, we've gone full circle. We came back to the Chicago thing again.
Ah. I decided not to go to my daughter's, so
Yeah.
I just got to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yay, that's always fun.
Yeah.
Well, I do it every day going to work, so.
And Sarge says I should move the show to 8 o'clock Sundays. What's your opinion on that, Gary?
8 o'clock Eastern.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably fine. Allows people to get in a little later. Yeah, get done with whatever they're doing during their Sundays.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like me and John were just talking, and I think we talked about it a little bit earlier. Sunday was originally supposed to be the day we were going to do the show.
Most Sundays is absolutely no problem for me because I'm usually not doing anything on a Sunday.
Yeah. And originally, when we were planning the show, the planning committee was myself, Tar Dot Gunpowder, Ghost, and Clover. And did I say John? I don't remember if I said John or not, but yeah, John too. And yeah, Sunday was originally going to be the day we were going to do it, and then Jelsma beat us to the punch.
Now, next weekend, all bets are off because, like I said, I'm moving my daughter. I don't know if I'm going to be all done Friday and Saturday. I may be so sore Sunday I might not even be able to wake up in the morning.
Hey, I understand completely. I mean, like I said, we still got stuff that needs unpacked, which is why you might be able to hear a slight echo when I'm talking. I don't know if you can hear that over the mic or not, but there's a little bit of an echo in my bedroom because we don't have anything on the walls yet.
Well, I've got a big strapping son-in-law. If I can get him off his butt to help me, he's going to load and unload that truck as far as I'm concerned. I'm an old man, and he's 30 years old. He can do all the heavy lifting.
Yeah. Getting back to what we were just talking about before you came in, Phoenix said over 75 rounds, 1 or 2 wounded. Even Night Strike shoots better than that.
Can't argue that.
He could just get out the shotgun he used to qualify for a CCL with.
Armin said, and Axel says, you know why they hold it sideways? Because that's the way it comes in the box.
They did a video doing that. Is it Barry and who the hell else was it?
And Eric?
Was it Barry and Eric? I know.
I don't remember. They did that on InRange too.
They were trying to see if whether you could be more accurate that way or not. And I don't think it wasn't any worse. Let's put it that way. I don't think. I know when I shoot left-handed, my hand rotates around like that just naturally.
Yeah.
I think it's because I'm right-eye dominant, so I'm trying to...
Yeah, you're trying to get it where you can see through your right eye.
Right.
Yeah, my grandfather had the same thing. So.
But I try to, when I take a day at the range, usually my last magazine or two, I'll do one-handed, one with a strong hand and one with a weak hand, just so I can be used to shooting a gun with either hand, one-handed.
My grandfather was right-handed, but he was left-eye dominant, so he would always try and get that where he could see the sight picture properly out of his dominant eye.
Yeah, I don't reckon it matters as long as you can hit what you're aiming at.
Yeah.
That's the important thing.
The best one, though, with them holding it sideways, is you see where the like Instagram pictures, and then I think they had some Facebook memes where they had the sights on the side of the gun.
The homeboy sights, yeah.
Yeah. There was regular, like, fixed iron sights, and then there was a red dot.
I used to have that saved somewhere because I printed it out and took it to work and showed it to some people. I thought it was funny.
And the best part is they've done studies. If you try doing that with something like a 357 Magnum or a 44 Magnum, you can actually break your wrist.
Well, yeah, I suppose you could. One of the first handguns I ever shot was a 357 Magnum. And this was way before I ever became a gun guy, but I was about 25 years old, and I rented this old farmhouse. My buddy came out to visit me, and he had bought these twin 357 revolvers off somebody. He said, "Here, do you want to shoot it?" I said, "Sure." He didn't prepare me much for it, and I held on to it, but boy, it did go up in the air a ways.
Wow.
It's like, dang.
Yeah, I think Mythbusters did experiment with that one too, where they set up one of their robot gun firing mechanisms, and then had a skeletal arm that they had it in, and they pulled they did 2, maybe 3 shots, and then the third shot the wrist just snapped on it.
Wow.
They went up and looked at it, and from what they could tell, it looked like every shot was cracking it more and more and more, and then the last shot, the wrist just snapped off. Not really was the wrist, but the actual arm right above the wrist, it just snapped it.
Armament Nexus says 25, not a gun guy. Well, shit, I was a gun guy as a sperm, LOL. I was raised, my dad hunted. He was a bird hunter, so I had my own shotgun. And we did have an old 22, which I have now, that he kept around the house. But as far as pistols, Dad never kept them around the house. And I never saw any need as a young man to ever have a pistol. Up until my 50s, you know, when things started really going to pot around this country, and then they started passing, you know, the constitutional carry here in the state, it's like, well, maybe it's time for me to get into this. And my daughter wanted to buy a pistol, and I took her to the range. I shot hers. It's like, yep, I want one of these. And it's kind of like they say, once you buy your first one, that's pretty much it. From there, you're hooked. And it wasn't long after that I had 3.
Yeah, it's never too late to get into it.
Well, Armament says you were a gun guy then if you shot as a kid. Well, yeah, that counts. And I've been a gun guy since I was probably 8 or 9 years old.
And what's the old expression? Better late than never.
This is true.
I mean, I always had the shotgun. I still kept the shotgun in the closet and stuff like that. But I didn't see any need for handguns. It's like I always thought people who kept handguns were just paranoid or something like that. And I had one friend at work. Actually, she kept a pistol in her bedside drawer, and her son come home at night and got that thing out and was just talking to his friend, said, yeah, here's my mom's pistol. You want to see it? It's not loaded, and aimed at one of his friends and pulled the trigger. Well, she had been followed around town by somebody for the previous 2 nights, so she did have it loaded. And yeah, he ended up killing the other kid, and it was a big deal.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so that kind of turned me off of pistols and everything else for the longest time. It's like, well, all they're good for is just to accidentally shoot somebody. Took a while for me to get educated in that, obviously. But I wasn't militantly anti-gun or anything like that. It wasn't my thing for the longest time. So I can definitely understand where people are coming from.
Yeah.
Not that, I think it's just like me once I understood what it was all about. And I think it's just a matter of getting word out in education. Then most people, of course, back then the country wasn't as polarized as it is now, where you're either pro-gun or you're totally anti-gun, and there is no middle ground.
I don't know if I would say that either.
Sure seems that way sometimes.
Yeah, it seems that way, but then you're always hearing about it in the media, whereas, like we talked about a few episodes ago, the media today is different than what it was back then, even when you go back to the early to mid 90s. Because remember, we had the Clinton assault weapon ban in the 90s. We don't have anywhere near that kind of restriction nationwide now. So I'm not sure I would say so much that it's polarized. It's not as polarized as much then as it is now as far as firearms ownership, more so than I don't think it was covered as much in the media back then as it is now.
Armament says the middle ground is a FUDs. Well, I do know some of them too. I've got a friend at work that's real big into hunting. I mean, he hunts geese, he hunts deer and everything else, turkeys. And I've tried to get him involved in the Second Amendment and stuff. He just looks at me like, what are you talking about? Why would I be interested in such a thing? It's like, they could take your guns away too. Like, yeah, that ain't going to happen. Well, I know a lot of people like that. But then I know an awful lot of people that come to find out they've been carrying all along, and I didn't even know it.
Yeah, I mean,
I was looking at one guy's computer the other day. He was having an issue, and I was looking at his favorites in his internet, and one of them was a gun shop. I said, you a gun guy? He goes, yeah. I said, I never knew that. Cool.
Give you something to talk about next time you have to fix something.
Well, yeah, I'm running into people all the time. It's like, you have a YouTube channel? Cool, let me check it out.
Yeah, with me, I've always been into guns and whatnot, but in the 90s, there was a period where I just couldn't afford to, So, late 90s, at that point, I didn't own a single firearm because I had to sell what I had, and I couldn't afford to get any more.
Well, I didn't know anything about guns up until 2015 as far as pistols and stuff. My daughter wanted to buy one, so I had to quickly educate myself, which is over the internet, watching a few videos, reading a few websites. It's like, there is a ton of stuff out here. And then once I had my own, well, I had to join gun forums and stuff like that. And I found myself addicted to watching gun videos on YouTube, like I still do today. Yankee Marshall, stuff like that. Hickok, of course. And when a year or two later, I found this Gun Channels place. I found out I could actually talk to people.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
But
you got people from all walks of life on this place.
Yeah, that's how we all ended up here right now. The people out there on the YouTube side, the people watching on the Gun Channel side, and the three of us sitting here talking about nothing. Like we're on an episode of Seinfeld at this point.
A show about nothing.
Well, I mean, you're going to talk about gun stuff, and then you're going to just, you're just going to sit like friends tend to do, after you've had your important discussions like, well, what have you been doing lately?
What do you mean after? The first half hour, we did nothing but talk about the weather.
Well, that's true. Rain and not rain and my little, power fiascos and people opening hydrants up the street.
That had to have been really intriguing television or radio, however you want to look at it right now.
It's like I looked at that ditch and I'm like, what? Why is my ditch full of water? It wasn't 30 minutes ago and it hasn't rained.
You did miss the car talk, but we did have a good car conversation going at one point. But more trucks, but yeah. We were looking at some stuff. Phoenix was telling us to look up stuff, so we looked it up.
Yeah, people wouldn't be too impressed with my car, that's for sure.
I think John found the truck he wants to get.
I found the truck I want to marry.
You know what new pickups cost now? Especially a new diesel. Oh, my God. Somebody told me the other day.
Don't know what we were looking at.
Somebody the other day told me that they saw a new pickup that cost over $100,000. It's like, you got to be kidding me.
That still doesn't touch on what we were looking at.
That's true.
We were looking at one that cost more than that.
My house didn't cost that much.
We were looking at a Mercedes AMG pickup truck. That's to give you an idea of what price range we were looking at. What was it, a 5.5 liter dual turbo V8?
6x6.
If it costs that kind of money, I better be able to live in it. And
the interior was big enough you probably could, and then use the bed as a bathtub.
The damn thing ought to just drive me where I want to go. I ought to just get in and say, take me to work, and it just takes me there.
The base
for that money, it should be able to read your mind and take you there without you having even to say anything.
And serve me breakfast on the way, too.
Yeah, the base model on this thing was $150,000.
Jeez.
Yeah. So definitely not your mother's car.
No. My folks had one new car for the entire time I can ever remember. One new car.
Phoenix says, I said it was cool, not that I could afford it. Yeah. I don't think we could afford it, Phoenix. I think we all agreed it was cool.
Agreed.
And my dad was a mechanic. When we had money, but we didn't have a lot of money.
That Dodge wasn't bad, though.
Yeah, that was a cool Dodge.
Yeah, and that was only $60,000.
One good thing about having a dad that was a mechanic, if there's something wrong with your car, he'd work on it for you.
Well, is it Dodge Ram or is it just Ram now? I keep hearing different stories from different people, depending on who you ask.
It's Ram now. I think it was Dodge Ram originally.
Yeah, I know originally it was Dodge Ram, but I keep hearing some people say it's still referring to it as Dodge Ram, and other people saying that it's not Dodge Ram anymore.
The people referring to it still as Dodge Ram, probably that's because of what they're used to for some reason.
I think it's branded as Ram by Dodge or something like that.
Well, it would still be Dodge Ram then. I mean, technically,
we're talking semantics here, obviously.
Yeah.
Potato.
Kind of like the Edsel wasn't technically a Ford; it was technically an Edsel because it was its own motor division. But
yeah, but it was still a Ford. It's like saying, people say Lincoln's not a Ford. Have you looked to see who it? When you open the door, if you look to see and see where it has that nice Ford logo on the sticker.
That's like my dad.
Cadillac's not yeah, it is.
My dad worked at a GM dealership, and he used to say, what's funny is he would have a part like a starter or something like that, and you'd have a starter for like an Oldsmobile, and it would cost like $150. He said you'd have the same part for a Cadillac, and it was exactly the same starter, and it'd be $100 more. Just because it had the Cadillac name on it.
Sounds about right.
I'm using a tractor trailer.
Sunday night the supposed to be was gone for almost 4. What time it is?
Never driven a semi.
See, folks, this is what it's like when you get into a chat with people that you like, along with, and you have some kind of chemistry with.
Clover's back.
Hey, Clove.
He just posted on his Patreon, says back from the match. Okay. Looks like he did get to shoot today. Good.
How did the tiny little green guy do?
Says, as far as how I did, well, the score sheet will tell, and I don't have that yet. I was sort of keeping track of times in my head a little bit on each stage. I think I held my own pretty well, considering it was my first Steel Challenge match. So he did decent. He had a good time after all, which is good. What's the biggest vehicle you guys have driven?
Well, I don't have a big car. I don't have a truck.
Have you ever drove a truck?
I have.
Big truck?
F-150 size.
No, I meant like a big truck hauling stuff.
You mean like a box truck?
Guess that's what you call them. I don't know.
I've driven a box truck. I've never driven a fifth wheel.
I haven't either. I drove when I worked for my uncle back when I was in my teens. My uncle had a farm outside of town, and he hired me to help him during the summer. And so I drove tractors, and I also drove the grain trucks during the wheat harvest. So we had those big trucks with the dump beds on them, which would typically carry, fully loaded, those things would be about 15 tons, 30,000 pounds.
Well, don't forget, some of those vehicles start at 26,000, and then you put the weight on top.
But these, when they were fully loaded, I mean, they were hard to stop because they have a lot of grain in there. There's a lot of weight. They have the dual speed rear axle and everything else on them. That was kind of fun to learn how to shift. Then get them in and out of an elevator. It was always fun taking the tractors through town because you always had to be careful not to hit the carts and stuff. But what was funny is because I started when I was 14, I had a learner's permit. I couldn't legally drive my car to my uncle's house, but I could legally drive a tractor all over the place. That's just the way it was back then.
Talk about irony.
You didn't need any driver's license in order to drive a farm tractor.
That's what you call ironic.
Very. Those are good old days, though, back in the 70s. I'm sure you guys have read about the 70s. So.
Once or twice.
I just had what happened to me last week happen. Everything started roboting. Next thing you know, I'm out, get kicked off of Hangouts.
Not the first time, won't be the last.
Yeah, last weekend it kept happening constantly for like 5-10 minutes. Kept doing it.
Well, remember when we started doing your show?
Yeah, last weekend when I was doing the show.
No. When we started doing this show all together as a group, you remember how bad your service was?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
he
mean, it's
couldn't
almost
even-
as if you didn't have service at all.
He couldn't even start it half the time, as I recall.
Yeah.
Somebody else would have to run it.
Yeah, it's hard out always does before, in case that happened, because I knew my internet was crap back then.
Now it's only half crap.
Well, no, I got good internet now. It's just I don't know what causing this. It was last Sunday too when I did it. When we let me see if I can get this spit out. When did it on the Saturday night when I hosted it a couple of times, I didn't have a single issue. But last Sunday and this Sunday, I've gotten hit with it at least one time where all of a sudden everything gets robot-y and then kicked off.
Yeah.
Clover was saying he's seen that with a bunch of things, and he thinks somebody's trying to attack something. I don't know if that's true or not, but that was Clover's theory. And then you'll get the ones where the feed's constantly buffering on people too, where it shouldn't be because the person that's hosting it has really good internet.
I've had that happen on some people, like Gunpowder's chats. A lot of times, they will sit there and it will buffer.
And buffer and buffer and buffer.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially when
It
people.
happened last night. Who was I watching last night where that happened? 1911, his chat that Crazy Scotsman goes on. I was watching theirs, and at the start of his show last night, which was like 9:30, it was doing it to him. And he's got good internet, so it shouldn't have been doing where he was just out of the first, say, 4 minutes, we may have heard 30 words of what was spoken.
And that was it.
Continuously buffering. And then he went and restarted the show, and it was fine after that.
I can't figure it out.
It's just things lately. It's been going on and hitting him. I don't know if that's what happened here. Weird, all this stuff keeps happening to different channels lately.
Phoenix says, if you lock the camera on George, the viewership will go way up.
Yeah, I saw that.
And Vanessa Kitty agreed with. I think cat attention improves viewership.
I'm gonna have to get a second cam and just put it on the cat. Of course, you're gonna be watching him. You're gonna be watching him sleep a lot, so
that's okay though.
The cat. People don't care. It's a cat. That's all that matters. It's the internet. If it just got to be a cat.
Could do a litter
or a dog that
cam.
looks like a bear cat.
A litter box cam would put an end to that real quick.
So some of the websites I go to are busy because of the cat cams.
Wow. Should have known John would go there.
What did he say?
I said some of the websites I go to, the viewership is like super busy because of the cat cams.
Here comes the robot thing again.
Did it come?
I said it just went robot-y.
On who?
When you were talking, I didn't hear it, so I don't know.
Oh, I said some of the websites I visit get super busy because of the cat cams.
Yeah, that's a different kind of cat cam.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a different kind.
I would title that more maybe of a cat house cam.
Those are those ones that say you must be 21 years of age or older to view this site.
I think it's 18.
Exactly. 18, yeah.
18, yeah.
Unless the left has it, that's the way everything's going to be 21 or over.
No, I think that would be the one where they actually would decrease it.
Yeah. You have to be 14.
The other day. I was looking at yesterday actually. I was looking at the news on Yahoo's website on my Yahoo, because that's what I use for my homepage.
Yahoo.
There was a judge in Virginia that let a 19-year-old go after he bound and raped a 14-year-old.
Wow.
The guy, he was originally convicted and given a 10-year suspended sentence and probation, I think, by the judge that heard the trial, because they said they were able to prove that the girl consented to it, but she was still underage, so they still had to have him registered as a sex offender and everything, and go through all that because she was underage. Then
he still let him go.
He appealed it, and the judge that heard the appeal threw out the conviction.
Wow.
Based on the fact that the girl consented. And this judge apparently has a history of taking it easy on sex offenders.
I might want to call child services and check his house out.
Yeah, apparently he's let people off with easy sentences for rape and stuff in the past as well.
Yeah, Vanessa, I totally agree. They should both be incapacitated, the judge and the criminal.
I was like, you gotta be kidding me when I saw that story. Yeah, apparently he was originally charged with kidnapping. I'm trying to remember what he was originally charged with kidnapping. I'm trying to remember how it was phrased. The forced sodomy was one of the charges, but there was another one. I can't remember how it was phrased, but essentially tying her up essentially is what the charge was, but I can't remember what the actual technical term for the charge in Virginia. Kidnapping was the original. He had kidnapping. He had this other one, which was basically legalese for saying that he tied her up, and then forcible sodomy on her, which, anal rape essentially. And those were the charges he was originally charged with. And the judge in the appeals case threw out every one of the convictions on those 3 charges.
Wow. That's really all I have to say to that. Just wow. That's like super bad. Wow.
Yeah, he said, well, his lawyer successfully proved that she consented. Who cares? She was 14. She wasn't legal age to consent. She can say I said he could do it all she wants.
Could you imagine what if the judge is okay with that? Could you imagine what the judge is doing on his off time?
No, here's the best part. You know how they proved that she consented? Oh, we said we wanted to do like in 50 Shades of Grey.
Wow.
That was what the defense apparently said to convince this judge that she consented.
All right. That is definitely one for the books. And yes, Vanessa, I totally agree. The guillotine should be brought back for these people.
Sarge, he was originally convicted, so I'm thinking that the age gap between 19 and 14 was large enough for him to be charged and convicted.
Well, don't forget, it's the police that are charging him. It's the lawyers that are dirty, like the judge.
Yeah, the judge didn't base it on the age gap. He based it on the fact that she consented, whereas 14 is not legal age to consent. So he didn't even. So his decision wasn't even on an age gap.
And they weren't even Amish.
Everything. So.
Oh, that's just bad.
He literally said his reason for throwing out the conviction was that she consented. That was, and like I said, this judge has a history of doing this. He's let guys off who were adults legally, in their 20s, who raped somebody in their 20s. This judge has let them off with an easy sentence before. Like I said, this guy has a history of being easy on sex offenders.
Yeah, someone needs to talk to someone about that judge and see if there's another line of work that guy needs to go into.
Yeah, and Sarge says in North Carolina it's a 5-year difference if under 16, and that's birthday to birthday. But again, seeing how he was originally convicted by the original trial and sentenced by the original trial judge, or he may have pled it. Remember, if he pled it, and that's what got him reduced, where he got the suspended sentence. I'm thinking that's what it was. He got the suspended sentence on the plea deal, but he still pled it out. And then when his lawyers appealed it, the appeals judge threw out the conviction. So I don't think the age applied
was an issue there. Yeah. What state was this?
Yeah, it just doesn't seem like they. And if out and whatnot.
What state was that again?
Him and Virginia.
Virginia, wow.
Virginia.
Yeah, Virginia is for all types, apparently.
Well, that's not it either, Sarge, because that wasn't the basis of successful appeal. It wasn't that the trial was in error. This judge literally said that he was convinced by the defense that she consented. That was the whole basis of their appeal, and this judge yep, she consented. So that was it. It wasn't even that the original trial was in error. That never was the basis for the appeal. It's just screwed up.
People are crazy.
Yes, they are.
I'm glad none of the people I know are crazy. Not in that way, they're not.
Yeah.
According to the girl's mother, it happened at a school event at the school. He had lured her, and she rushed her to the emergency, have her examined to see if there were any injuries as a result of it. So I mean, just throws it out. Something just doesn't jive here with vision. I don't know if I find a link to it or not. Like I said, yeah. Let me see if I can find it. I don't know if it's still going to be there. And earlier this morning, I don't remember. Yeah, and the comments were almost 100% in failed. To load.
We lost somebody.
Oh.
I thought he said his internet was better, not worse.
Well, he did get to roboting really bad there for a minute or two.
And that's all she wrote.
Oh, she wrote. Well, hopefully he knows how to get back in here.
I'm sure he does.
I left to cook some food, ate it, and came back. So I was gonna get pizza, but I didn't end up doing it.
Yeah, if you have to wake up early, pizza's not the best thing to be eating this hour.
He's back.
He's back.
The rich mice. No, it wasn't.
Back. Does he know he's back?
Don't know.
Yeah, I know I'm back.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, I just wasn't saying anything.
We were talking, and all of a sudden it was like, oops, something happened.
Yeah, it did it again. I got booted out of Hang. It got all robot-y again, and boom, I was gone.
I think it was something John did.
Ha 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 ha.
He's got that New York stuff going on. He's got probably the mafia on his side or something.
Bow, chicka, bow, wow.
For to reconnect. Yeah, I don't know if you heard what I said right before I got disconnected, but just about everybody that commented on was perplexed, shall we say, that that judge did that.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Did they get him again?
He's still there. I see him.
Why did he present me? I'm still presenting. I guess he forgot to. Yeah. You're still stuck on my icon.
Yeah. Who presented you?
You did originally. I guess you forgot to take me off. I'm just looking at my computer now. I just noticed.
No,
that.
I took it off.
I can't present myself, so.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell?
You must have undid it and thought you undid it, but it really undid what you did.
Well, now, when he left, you were probably in charge for a while.
Ha ha!
Well, you ain't presenting now, so.
I'm the boss of you, sucker!
Yeah, that's weird.
You can be the boss that way. If something's wrong, it's your fault, man.
That's okay. I'm used to that anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, well, before all that happened, I don't know if did you hear about how I said about how her mother took her to ER and everything?
Yeah.
Okay, about how her mother picked her up and she was all crying and everything, and this. I don't know. You know, if you pick your daughter up and she says this happened and she's all crying and everything, people don't tend to cry when they're, anymore. That might not be true because look at Mattress Lady or whatever the hell they're calling her. But
yeah, she cried for 6 months straight.
Still crying. Picture the other day, she's still.
Well, Hillary's probably still crying.
She's wetting her pantsuit.
Yeah, till her next try. I guess third time's probably a charm. I don't know.
Well, no, they got the bug-eye girl to take her place.
The bug-eyed girl.
Oh, God.
The nut job with 8 names.
Oh.
The next Marxist socialist to take over Bernie's spot.
Phoenix says it's all because the water is making the frogs gay. I heard that before.
Yeah.
In this case, it's the water is making the judges retarded.
Yeah. He must be bathing in the Chesapeake or something. I don't know.
Probably.
Speaking of frogs being gay, have I ever told you my theory on Alex Jones?
What's that?
He's a left-wing plant disguised to make the right seem like a bunch of crazy people, and he agreed to be shut down by all these sites as a trial program.
You really think so?
I don't know. He just rubs me the wrong way. Something just seems off about him. And he's the one that started the whole 9/11 truther thing pretty much too. If you go back to when all that started right after 9/11, he was one of the first ones out there preaching that stuff. So it's just something that's always rubbed me the wrong way about the guy.
Well, the first problem is you're letting Alex Jones rub you.
And not in that way. Again, John goes there.
Well, now, years and years ago, back in the day, I used to be a big Rush Limbaugh fan. But then he's kind of went off the deep end the last few years, too.
He's still not at Alex Jones level.
And then there's Glenn Beck.
Yeah, Glenn Beck, when he went batty, yeah, that's for sure.
Because when he was first on the news, I really watched his show. And so what network was he on? Fox? Or?
He originally was on Headline News, and then he moved to Fox.
That's right.
And before that, he was a DJ.
And I watched him when he was on Fox, and I liked his show. And then he was so far out that Fox wouldn't keep him on.
Yeah. I mean, he did start going crazy there towards the end of the Fox tenure. Like, what?
Well, he would have these long discussions. He'd get these chalkboards out and write all this stuff down, and it's like, wow. Glenn Beck and Lou Dobbs were good back on CNN. I remember Lou Dobbs. I used to like Lou Dobbs too.
Yeah, he's on Fox Business. So he moved from CNN to Fox Business.
He kind of retired there for a while, I think. Semi-retired anyway.
Yeah, getting back to the Alex Jones thing, he just always reminded me about the stereotypical snake oil salesman that you always see in the old westerns, and especially when he started pitching vitamins.
Oh yeah, he still does, doesn't he?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't watch him.
I don't either. But I mean, I have watched an occasional video or two, but after a while, it's like, okay, this is a little over the top.
Yeah, I can't even stand to hear Alex Jones talk, really, at this point. It's like Barack Obama. Somebody puts a Barack Obama clip in one of their YouTube videos, I hit the mute button. I just can't even stand to hear the guy talk.
Oh, Gun Gals went live 11 minutes ago.
Yeah, and tonight's going to be live in about 15 minutes if he's doing his show on time.
And Scotsman has foreign and domestic going on, so.
Yeah. And we're still maintaining 6 viewers.
Well, now that you mentioned all the other shows, you're going to be, oh, shoot, I missed that.
Well, I probably got a link to Midnight Show. You probably got a link to Midnight Show. I don't know if John...
I don't have it yet. I'm probably will. I generally always do. But.
Yeah. I used to get links, but not anymore.
That's because you don't show up.
I know, but it's still nice to get it.
I just went out on a whim and sent you a link. I'm like, should I send John a link, see if he'll actually show up?
Thank you.
I saw you were live earlier doing a test. So I'm like, I'll give it a try.
I see that 2 of the people who are watching this show are also over in Midnight's lobby waiting for him to start.
Well, he hasn't started yet, so they're just sitting there waiting to hear his mouth, I guess. That's okay, because like I said, you'll probably end up with a link. I'll probably end up with a link. So John might, maybe, who knows?
Yeah, I don't get a link from him anymore.
Well, complain to the management.
Yeah.
Shooting left of center at gmail.com.
Yeah, right.
Well, folks, since we do have Midnight Show coming up here in a little bit, or whenever he gets it fired up, and since at least 2 of the panel lately have been getting links to be on that show, I think it's about time that we can start wrapping this one up.
Roger that.
Okay.
Thanks for the invite. Thanks for everybody for hanging out with us.
Yeah. You got anything you want to plug, Gary?
Just check out the gizzardgary.com website. Join Gun Channels. If you're watching this, you're not a Gun Channels member, you really need to get in there and join. That's where you meet fine people like us. Check out guntube.org. And as always, subscribe to what the heck's this place called? Unloaded Media.
Yeah, that's it. Unloaded Media.
It's Unloaded Media. Check it out on YouTube and subscribe. Like and subscribe. You got Patreon?
No, I don't have a Patreon. Got Instagram.
Well, they can't throw you any money. Okay.
No, Instagram.
Alrighty. But thanks for the link. Enjoyed it as always.
Yep, no problem. John, I know you've been busy with work and stuff you said, but you got anything you want to plug real quick?
No, it's good to be able to catch up with anyone from the Gun Channels community. So just go ahead and check out Gun Channels, subscribe, go check out GunTube, and come out if you're not already. Hang out with us, get to know the awesome people and content creators in the community. Thanks again for the invite, and thanks for everybody for hanging out with us.
Yep, not a problem there, John. And anybody who has you can go check out the work that this crazy Scotsman's doing, trying to raise money for CMAX. And then there's another gentleman whose name I can't recall right now. He's also trying to raise money for it. Both these guys are fighting cancer. I don't have the links to it. I wish I did, but there's him and a bunch of other guys that he hangs out with on YouTube, other than just with the Gun Channels crowd, that are doing this, and they have some good prizes and raffles that they're running. So head over to his channel where you can check out videos on this stuff, and he'll have the links and stuff over there for it, I'm sure. It's a good cause. These people need help, and they're trying to get them. They can't work, obviously, because of the fight that they're having. And if you can throw them a few bucks, $10, get you a raffle ticket where you can win up to 5 guns at a time, depending on the raffle they're running at the time. And it's just a worthy cause, guys. So if you can, head over and check them out. Rick had his Indiegogo campaign end, but you can probably still find a way to get him. He said some other way that you can get him donations yesterday, I believe, on his chat that he ran yesterday, and that'll be Rick's Life as I See It. He's a good guy. He's trying to get money together, not to help himself or anything, but so he can buy prizes that he gives away for his quizzes that he does on his Saturday shows. So if you want to go over there, watch yesterday's episode, check that out, get the information on how you can help him out with that. I believe he said he has a Patreon now. So go over there, kick him a few bucks maybe, and help him out with that. And with that, we'll see you next week. Thanks for watching.
Bye, everybody.
Shall not be infringed.
Give him the bird.